So, once upon a time, there was a kind and wise and beautiful witch who lived in the forest with her familiars, and her life was peaceful and happy until a fucking witch hunter broke into her college and dragged her out and fucking murdered her. And now she's dead. But if you get revenge and kill him and bring his eyes to her corpse within a week, she'll come back to life. Or so you've heard. Even if it doesn't work, at least he's dead. The witch hunter has retreated to the village. The village is devoutly religious and full of hardy mining folk. So these are the things that you would know.
Do they know that there was a witch nearby?
The village?
Yeah.
You do not know if they know.
Okay, interesting. All right, I guess I probably wouldn't. Okay. Did our witch have a name?
You can give her a name, or I can give her one. But if you want to give her one, that'd probably be better than whatever I think off my head.
Do we want to give her a name?
Don't have a good idea for a witch's name. Bayonetta.
Yeah.
That's it. It's Bayonetta. That's canon.
Bayonetta the teenage witch.
She was a teenage witch, so the dude murdered a teen? Okay, let's go.
That's makes him even more despicable.
Took your hand off the piece. It's the
all right. So you are all familiars for Bayonetta the teenage witch. You are what? You're a hare, an owl, and what were you, Dole?
Rat.
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 So I would say so you're at her cottage. You have discovered her dead, like laying kind of halfway out of the door in the cottage. I did not have time to do that in my picture, and you know where the village is, so you can go there, and you're aware that the village is there, and you saw the witch hunter head that way.
So we saw the witch hunter. Can we describe the witch hunter?
The witch hunter is let's see the best way. So he was cloaked. He was cloaked and had a witch hunter's hat. I don't know if you know what those look like. They kind of look like witches' hats. That's kind of where that came from.
Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman type, like just a wide-brimmed,
yeah,
like Alucard from
leather hat,
anime.
Yeah, a wide-brimmed leather hat. Or think the hat that why can't I think of his name from What We Do in the Shadows? The cursed hat that he has.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just think of a traditional like witch's hat, except out of leather, so it's a little floppier, and then a like leather cloak, all black.
Okay.
He's got like a black beard, dude.
Okay, I'm gonna call him Blackbeard unless we have a better name for him then.
Blackbeard the dude.
Yep.
So he went off towards the village.
Correct.
Okay.
How did you kill our witch?
So you didn't see him actually do it. You just basically came. You all returned around the same time. You were just out doing forest things like gathering herbs and stuff for Bayonetta, the teenage witch, and you return, like that type of hat. Thanks, Pipe.
It's weirdly accurate witch hunting garb.
Yeah, there you go.
Van Helsing movie.
So you saw him you came back, she was already dead, and you saw him leaving. So you could investigate the corpse if you want to do that, or whatever.
So have we all just sort of like, after he left and the scent of human had left, we all sort of emerged from the forest, and the familiars are just like, oh man, she's dead.
Yeah, pretty much. You emerged from the forest as he left, so you caught him leaving, heading down the path towards the village, and then you see a person leaving, and after you see the person leaving, then you notice that she's dead in the doorway.
Like you went to the garden and picked a carrot as a rabbit. Bob Dole went and he picked like a big cockroach as a rat, and then I went into the forest and picked a rat, and it's really awkward next to Bob Dole. He sees me eating his brethren.
And I don't see it. I'm not looking over there.
But by the way, we know each other. But what are our names? By the way,
I'll not come up with a name. I didn't really think about it.
Wow.
You're
Okay.
just
So
the
we named
hare.
this animal thing. You don't even have
Capital
like,
T, the hare.
T
Well,
hair.
what did you-
Just
I'll
T
think
dot
of
hair.
something. Over there. No, I'll think of something, but it sounds like Adam had one he wanted to
I mean,
deliver.
my name is Jareth.
Jareth?
Damn it.
Jareth.
God damn it.
From the
name
hit
is-
film Labyrinth.
My name is Ratatat.
We all
Rat-a-tat?
have past lives.
Rat-a-tat is pretty good.
You're just deciding that you had past lives, or was that in the PDF? And
I mean,
forgot?
my character thinks he has had.
Okay,
past lives.
fair enough. Oh,
If
I mean,
nothing else.
yeah, I guess it makes sense if you can speak human.
He has a bit of grandiosity about himself. He thinks himself. Some might have called him a king.
King Owl.
I'm a rat
I,
cursed with the knowledge of the disgusting life I live. Self-awareness.
don't let anyone know. My rabbit will be named Oswald, the lucky
Oswald.
rabbit.
Oswald the rabbit. Okay.
OC character do not steal.
Yes. Disney, don't add me.
I mean, at me, pay me money, but yeah. Dole, what was your name?
Ratatat.
Rat-a-tat. Okay, I like it.
And I have the clean and mend spell, so I am assuming a sort of fussy little butler type.
And then Dole had the lock and unlock. Okay.
Also
And then
open
I-
and close
Oh, open and close. Okay.
as well.
Oh, lock, unlock.
Yeah, lock, unlock, and open and close.
Okay. I'm
the most powerful rat in the world.
And Adam, you have speak human, and that's it.
I speak human. Yes, it's comes in handy for.
Jareth, why'd you get that human's attention and get him back here so I can gnaw his toes?
Oh, like by this time he's long gone. Like you can't see him.
He's
So
clearly
you could call after him if you wanted.
No, I will not. My witch has taught me to use my voice sparingly, and it is clear that this person is. What's he gonna do? He's gonna turn around and blow me away. So no, I'm not gonna call out to him.
To kill Bayonetta, you gotta be pretty good.
I would be investigating the corpse and sort of fussing over it. Just, oh my, oh no. Oh, no good at all. No, no, no. Do I see how she was murdered?
Let's see. Would I have you roll for that?
And can I just say, I think it's bullshit that I have a 0 cleverness. I think rabbits are often
Yeah,
depicted as clever, but
I'm more
Yeah,
clever than you.
I'm a real
I'm
dumb
more
shit.
clever than you.
Ayers is particularly stupid, but yeah, that's
The
interesting.
owl is like the mediator min-max character who has like way more points in general.
Oh really?
I've got like 5 total. You've got 7 total. Everybody's is kind of
I
all
also
over
have
that
5.
That's
that
hilarious.
area, but most
Okay.
of them are around 5, and then the owl just has
So-
more.
it's when you try to do something, roll a d10. You're trying to do something, roll a d10. I'm going to say this is a simple task.
Would I add?
No, you have nothing to
Oh,
add because
Okay.
you have 0.
You're an idiot.
You big rabbit.
I don't have any
And you have
extra
0
cleverness.
business,
That's all that
wow.
means.
Okay.
I rolled a 9.
With a 9, miraculously, you
Despite my dumbass.
you recognize a big knife sticking out of her back
Well, there you go.
and blood pooled around the body.
I think your
Of
brain
Bayonetta,
exploded.
teenage witch.
Oh no! This won't do it all.
This is not the first young woman that I've seen tragedy fall upon. seems to follow me throughout my lives.
I see this shit all the time.
Well, then you must have heard. I mean, we've all heard, right? If we bring back her killer's eyes, I assume she'll come back. I don't know if there. It feels like there's
Do we have to
some
squish
steps missing.
do we have to squish his eyeballs into her eyeballs?
That's sort of. I think getting them back here is the first step, and then from there, I really think it's trial and error.
I think the important thing is don't eat the witch. Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't, but you mentioned that. I'm
No.
I have to worry about you.
This forest needs her. I think we should summon some of the larger animals to sort of drag her back inside, and then, we go after that fucker who killed her. If he went that way, the only place he could possibly be going is the village.
Yeah, we should probably get to it before he gets there.
Let's afford Our Lady some dignity, though. I agree. Do we have the ability to call for help?
You can talk to other animals when you're in a forest, so I'm going to say absolutely. But remember, you can only talk to animals that are similar to you. So if you can sell me on one of you three being similar to an animal big enough to move her,
And I yell out for 100 rats to pick her up and kill her.
that, however, is exactly what I had in my head. So that works.
Rat
I'm not even
mode.
gonna make you roll. That absolutely would work.
Bring her in, boys.
It's like a plague tale requiem, and 100 rats just pour out of the forest, pick her up because 100 is way more than you need. So some of them are just outside, just hanging out, doing
Just
nothing.
hanging out.
Bunch of teams.
And they just kind of pick her up and move her in. And because there's so many, they don't just bring her in. They bring her in, clean up the blood, remove this knife, put her up, and set her on a chair.
Excellent.
I
That's where the
observe
world-
this from a perch, and I just I remain dignified on the outside, but
Jared, don't eat any of them.
I'm just starving on the inside, but I maintain a cool, regal demeanor on the outside.
I kind of want you to roll.
Oh no!
Cool
What am I
demeanor.
rolling against here?
I won't eat my family.
You're rolling against not eating at least one of those rats.
Shit. Okay.
Most of
Where's
those
my
are my
dice roller go?
cousins.
Just roll a d10 and see what happens. So
Just
we're
give me a D10. I'm going to call
roll
this.
the 6.
I'm going to call this. I guess clever. So, what's your clever? You're 3, so that's a 9. Yeah, I called that challenging. That was an 8, so you beat it.
All right. Cool. I maintain my cool, regal composure. After they're done, I swoop in. I find a light blanket the witch had somewhere, and I put the blanket over her, not over her face like a dead person, but the way you would put a blanket over a sleeping person.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, what do you got?
Alright, enough dignity. Let's go.
So she she was stabbed in the back, so you could assume that he snuck in and just got her unawares. I mean, she is Bayonetta, so you would think that she would have been fine. She would have witch dodged, but
Should have witch timed it, yeah.
yeah.
As
But,
a teen, her powers
I
have
feel
not
we're
fully developed.
dramatically over our skill depth here.
What, to murder a full-sized human that can murder a witch?
Murder Bayonetta, yeah.
that can murder Bayonetta specifically. Yeah.
Don't worry, we can talk to him and clean up after we've been murdered. I don't know.
We may have power leveled ourselves here in trouble, but okay.
Should
Yeah.
have re-rolled until I got make flame. Best.
Yeah, we should go follow. Should we follow through the forest? I mean, I could fly above the forest, but I don't think that's helpful. I want to stick with you guys.
I don't know. Having you in the air to scope things out might be good.
All right, I'm gonna fly up. Now I'm gonna watch the edge of the forest. I'm gonna try and beat the. I don't know. He may already be out of the forest, but I'm gonna go watch the edge of the forest to see if I can either spot the hunter either coming out or any other action at the edge of the forest, so that if I see trouble, I can warn my friends inside the forest that are walking to the village.
Okay, so we'll say you fly up above the forest, and the rest of you head down the path.
Yeah.
Yeah, or sort of
Okay.
in the underbrush, just off the path kind of thing. Out of sight.
Is he riding you?
God, I don't think that... I don't know. A hare specifically is pretty big.
And that would be really fast.
I guess. I think his quickness is only one less than mine. I don't know if it's
All right.
entirely necessary, but what is the top
I
speed?
feel like he could mount you like a battle steed.
I love that Pipe just Googles everything. It makes me so
must-
happy.
I
It's
need to know. Like I'm curious how big a hare is. I know they're the biggest of the lagomorphs, but I don't know anything about it.
How dare you say that?
Biggest of the Lagavas.
Damn, up to 28 inches from
How
head to
dare you
tail.
say the biggest of the Lagomorphs, you piece of shit?
I know this from
I
the
think you
internet.
will find that Max is the
Yeah.
largest lagomorph.
I learned what a lagomorph is way back in the 90s from the LucasArts adventure game, Sam and Max Hit the Road. Like every other student my age.
Oh man, now I want to replay this where the characters are Sam and Max.
Specifically. There is dog on there. I didn't even notice. God, that would make things a little easier. I don't think we would be riding. I think we would be progressing normally along the path.
Okay, so Adam, you are up above the canopy of the forest. You are flying towards the edge of the forest. What are you doing? Are you just
I'm
looking?
Well, depending on how much time has passed, I'm looking at the edge of the forest. Like my extreme goal would be to spot where the witch hunter exits the forest and goes to, like, in the village. Because I know we've kind of reasoned he's going to the village. But depending on how much forest there is between here and the village, and how much time it took us to move a bunch of rats into the house, I might be too late.
I would say it took about an hour to do all the stuff that you did. Can you give me a roll?
Yeah. A D10 coming up, and
D10 clever.
Oh, I rolled a 1. That's really good.
Okay, so you see nothing. You just don't see anything, and there's nothing. You can barely tell that you're at this point that there's a forest below you.
Wow. Am I
like you are just incredibly distracted by your sadness over losing Bayonetta, the teenage witch.
Just like Sarah all over again.
Stop giving yourself tragic backstory. Oh wait, that was a specific one for the Jareth Owl. I forgot about that, but I thought you were just once again just
This is
creating
not my
somebody.
first inappropriate relationship with a teenage witch, okay? I guess
Do you
she wasn't
think-
a witch, but yeah,
Do you
whatever.
think Jareth, when he was an owl, would tell people that he was Jareth? Do you think that he's like, hey, by the way, it's me, the Goblin King. I'm Jareth.
Probably
I
not, but
feel like he was just an
I'm
owl.
impressed.
I'm saying I doubt the veracity of your character. I don't think Jareth. I keep calling him Jared. I don't think
So
Jared Jewelers.
a couple of hours
How's it,
pass.
Jared?
You're kind of circling above the forest. A couple hours pass, and somehow through your sadness, you see your two friends come out of the forest.
Okay, I'm gonna swoop down and, like, I don't know if owls can really cry, but like I'm at least getting like a little bit misty eyed. And I come clean with them. I say I've been in the air, but I've got to be honest. I didn't see anything. I was consumed.
Are you crying?
Oh gosh.
Said I don't think owls can cry. Don't
I didn't know they could. Doves, sure. I mean, we all know what that sounds like.
I'm not crying. There was wind. There was wind up there.
Of course.
Both of you that aren't Adam, please give me a D10 clever.
My best skill.
I add 1 to this because I'm the smartest rat in the world. 7 plus 1.
Oof.
All right, Pipe,
Dude.
you are also racked with just sadness, so you don't notice anything. But
I see him crying and it makes me cry.
Dole, you notice that there's some human footprints coming out of the forest, but they stop and then basically become like horse footprints. That is not to say he turned into a horse. I'm saying he got on a horse.
I was going to say that with my 0 cleverness.
Oh, we're fighting a centaur.
So I realized it as it was working its way out of my mouth, but it sounded like I was saying.
The centaur here.
So you know,
werehorse.
Dole, you know that he got on his horse, and you see the horse prints go off towards the village, which is
probably have a good smell, right? I don't know if rats can track though, but
I mean,
you know where the village is.
okay. All right.
So you can go to the village. It's probably about a day.
you got on some dumbass horse and went to the village.
It's a day for you, definitely not a day for not even a day for Adam, but a day for the other two. I don't know how fast a owl flies.
I definitely could carry a rat, by the way. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Don't pick me up.
Split the party, Adam. Let's do it already. Right at the beginning. Let's go. Leave Pipe behind
He's fast. We'll catch up.
with his 0 cleverness.
He'll get lost on the way to the fucking trees, even in the middle of the forest.
Every year I've heard of has lost the race they've entered, so it's not good.
So we can.
Owls 10 to 20 miles an hour.
So tell me what you want to do, and then I'll give you some options.
I just start heading towards the village, but I don't know what other course of action we have exactly.
I mean, yeah, we need to surveil this guy to find out. I mean, our goal is to get his eyes, right?
Can I get his eyes?
Yeah, that is the goal. Or at least just kill him, because then at least that way he's dead.
And I would argue that Dole could likely smell him based on my research. Well, it says rats are.
He's gonna roll. So
I know, but very specifically, like the rat has a great sense of smell and can register like emotion through chemical changes, so he could like follow the heightened emotions of a murderer. Probably leave a stink trail.
Crime.
Pretty much.
Crime of passion. This was
Not only average sense the presence of chemicals that denote a change in atmosphere or emotion. So you could also tell if a fucking asteroid was coming. Smell it.
All right. So the reason why I say that is that we got to kill this guy. There's only so many of us. So like our options for killing this guy, unless we can talk someone into killing this guy, which seems like probably not a likely thing. Like, do we want to think about like how to arrange this guy to like have an accident somehow? Like,
I don't know. I just think get him alone and then pecking at his neck, his throat, pecking out his throat.
No. Al's right. We would need the element of surprise. I don't think, even at your best, I don't think you could bite someone to death who saw you coming and had a chance to arm himself.
I mean, your bites are really impressive, though. Like,
oh yeah,
I
the
want to
best.
say that. Like,
But you know that he might have a sword or something. I don't know much, but I know that he had at least one big knife. He left it behind, but he might have more. I'm trying to remember the part of the book that says you only know as much as the witch might have told you about the human world. I'm trying to play that more about
I missed that. Okay.
I mean, all
Makes sense. So, yeah.
all you know of the human world is what she taught you.
Sure. All right.
Or that you picked up. We've been
she would
to
tell us
town
that
and
humans
stuff.
are dangerous and we don't want to be near them and they're scared. Yeah, so it's...
And you would probably have the most knowledge if you could speak back to her in human. You probably, Archimedes from the Sword in the Stone Disney way back when. Like, you were probably a it sounds terrible. You're a house familiar. I was about to say that. I'm like, God, what a slur among the familiar communities.
Cover Rat-a-Tat's ears before you
Oh,
start
no.
saying that stuff.
But
What does
So,
that
yeah.
mean?
that and being able to fly, I think you would probably know the most about like what humans do. But it could also be like the God, I got nothing but
the
Disney
witches
today. You could be
probably
like,
sent me to fly over the village in the past to like look at something for her. Even
and,
like
hey, go to the church. It's the big building that looks
would
like
be
this.
my use to her in some ways. So
Yeah, so you would probably have a good mental map.
as a part of that, has the witch ever sent me into town to talk to anyone for her? Like, maybe like I don't know, an apprentice or anyone that might be sympathetic to the witch cause.
So she didn't visit this village.
Okay.
This is a mining town, so there's obviously like a normal village where more people live. This village is fairly far away, and it's just it's a very tiny. I'd show you a picture, but I can't. Actually, there is, and I'm really proud of what I did, but we'll get there when you get there. But you've never went there. There's no reason to go there.
Okay.
Like she wouldn't go there for supplies because she doesn't really need what they're mining.
Right.
So.
Okay. So you would know in general about villages, but nothing.
Yeah, like
about
you know it's there,
Right.
Because she's told you about the surrounding area, but you've never been there.
Are there any other nearby villages where she would have an ally potentially that is human?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go off the rails. I have no idea. I have nothing for this. Let's go.
All right. I asked.
So if you want to go to another village where she might have a friend to come with, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
in case we need that, we may have that in our pocket. We could theoretically convince a human to come here, though it would take time, and we have a week time on this. So.
I would caution against delay. I think as a sort of effete, fussy type of like, I think we should probably do it while the trail is fresh, and
I agree.
While Rat-a-Tat's blood is set to before that cools.
His leg. That's how I get him.
Maybe he never calms down from the murder setting. I don't know.
Every human wears pants.
So you're wanting to go to the mining town.
I think we should approach cautiously.
I think the first things first is we need to get, since we've never been to the mining town, we have no pre-knowledge of it, so we need to like surveillance it a little bit.
Okay.
Understand like how about how many buildings are there? Is there like I don't know? Yeah. Is there a fireworks factory we can lure this guy into? Like that's the guy.
We should head over there and have Jareth scouted out from the air once we get pretty close.
Okay. So you're familiar with the forest. The travel is uneventful. Like you have basically safe passage to the forest. So you go to the mining town that I'm very proud of.
Oops.
We saw the mine entrance at least.
Yeah, so that is the layout of the town. So it's a very small. It's basically like 4 families isn't really right. It's a dwarven mining town, but so there's multiple people in each building if they were staying in the building, and then the mine is at the end of the space. As you travel, the forest gives way to just grasslands, which then gives way to more rocky lands, and then ends up in this kind of enclosed cliff area that has a mine in the back, 3 buildings on the left, building on the right, and then just a shed closer to the mine.
Am I hearing village noise? Okay.
You absolutely are.
Sometimes I think I'm going crazy. Or I'm hearing the loud TV from the other room, but that turns out it's background music.
I mean, a mine is kind of a dangerous place if we were to lure him in there. Maybe.
I don't know what we would do to get him in.
So are you far enough away where anybody at the you tell me what you're doing. Like are you scoping it out from like a ways away? Are you just tell me what you're doing.
So I'm flying like some circles over this place well, put it this way, at a height which human eyes would not really sense me, but I would sense what's going on down there because my vision is superior human.
I would also say that they're not going to notice just
right. Yeah, they wouldn't really be looking for me.
They're not going to pay any.
I'm not like getting down to street level, putting my nose in their business, but I'm flying over them to look. I'm like trying to observe the patterns of people moving around. If I spot a man that is dressed the way that I was looking for, do I see any horses outside that might be the horse I'm looking for, or maybe there's too many horses to know that.
All right, so
I would say we're hanging out on the outskirts, like in some tall grass, but hopefully we can see down into town. But
I'll sniff the air, but that's
we know enough to know that my presence is like neutral until you get too close. Then people are like, "What's a rabbit doing here?" And
someone might want to eat you is the problem, actually.
Yeah, and then the rat is kind of like never welcome in the daytime.
You don't like me.
Okay, so
like trying to chill.
Give there's a couple things we need to do. Adam, give me a I'm gonna say clever roll again to see what you see.
Okay, I rolled a 10.
Okay, Adam, your owl eyes see. So you see currently about 3 people going in and out of the mine. Just 3 different like people just going in and out of the mine, bringing what they're mining out. It's like a goldish color what they're pulling out, and then you see a blacksmith at the building in the upper left, working on an anvil, just banging out tools. General mine things are happening, and then you just have some people chatting, some people moving lumber towards the mine. That is incredibly loud. What? Why is there not consistent volume? It's
a lumber here.
Yeah, and and there's just mine carts and like people repairing them and general mine things. You don't see the person at all that you were there for.
No. Okay.
By the way, it's been about a day and a half since the event. So you can assume speed of horse. The guy's been here probably about a day.
Okay. Do we see the horse?
You see a couple of horses on a connected to what is it called? A hitching like post thing. Yeah. But you never saw his horse, so you don't know which one's his horse.
Right.
Okay. Is there one that looks distinctly different, differently loaded or tacked than the rest of them?
Look at that horse expertise.
I'm just saying. Look at look at that Van
like
Helsing dude. His horse would be all like leather with silver buckles and a ton of pouches and shit.
Yeah, is there like a cross on the horse's ass?
Actually,
like
you don't notice anything different about the horses.
Oh wow.
Now
you could have borrowed one from
Dole,
the miners.
You said you sniffed the air. Give me a sniff roll.
Sniff that horse.
Smell the thrill of a kill. Oops.
I'm gonna again go with.
I can smell this.
I'm gonna go with clever again.
Boner. I rolled the 1.
You don't even smell Pipe's character, who's right next to you.
Damn.
Smell a bug.
I'm very clean.
You're because you were so upset. You're still sniffly, so you're having trouble smelling.
I'm all congested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What's not
illness?
Allergies.
Rat allergies are the worst.
I
got no leads. What are we gonna do?
mean,
Could I use my large ears to hear something? No, I don't.
Roll
From the edge of town.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to focus in and see if I hear any anomalous conversation. It's a 2.
So you hear that dog barking on this fucking audio, but that's
Get
all
your
you
dogs
hear.
here. Guy with a
Ground crew is not faring well.
I just grabbed this last minute because I was having trouble with what I wanted to use. It was like stuttering, so I don't actually know what this is. So well, it's fine.
is there any kind of like? Do I see increased human activity around any of the buildings, like where I think people might be gathering somehow?
I would say with your roll from earlier, nothing seems out of the ordinary. Again, you've never really been to the mine, so you don't know what it normally is. But there's not like people don't seem to be acting strange as far as you're aware.
I'm really
They're
looking
doing
for
the stupid human
concentration level,
jobs.
like for like a tavern or something. If there's one.
No. So there's no tap. Like, you're familiar enough with people, especially with your clever score, that these just look like houses that were put together to do work in the mine. There's not a tavern or anything. So there's a like barrel outside of one of the places that is tapped, but it's not necessarily. Think of it like a water cooler more than a bar.
Okay.
I think we should check out the buildings.
I
Just to get a look
I
inside.
I fly back to my brethren at the edge of the fort, at the edge of grass, and I say that, like, look, these look like some basic ass human buildings here. I can't really tell anything
They're
from the air.
dwarves.
Oh, dwarves.
Racist.
Okay. Our person did not look like a dwarf, though. Like, we could tell their stature as a human. Is that right?
Your person is is definitely a human. The people of the town are dwarves.
Okay, yeah, I look at them and I say, look, these look like basic ass dwarf buildings in there. I can't really see anything from the air. It's pretty, it's just a bunch of miners, fucking up Mother Nature, like humans and dwarves do. I think that someone that might be more accustomed to the human world might be able to peer into a window or something like that. I look at Rat-a-tat.
Stealth engaged. I'm going to.
I would say.
Go ahead.
Oh no! If you got an action plan, I was
gonna do something. If you want to say something before I do something,
I was just adding color. I was just like, this looks like a place that our murderer likely came to stay temporarily, so we could be close enough to Bayonetta's house to get to her. It is, as you can see, a real shithole. So I assume he's
those houses.
He's probably either here gathering his effects to leave, or worryingly may have left already. But I agree that looking for him in the houses is our first step. I doubt he would have any reason to go into the mine.
I'm gonna start sneaking towards the house on the left. That's the first of three in that group.
Okay, give me a stealth roll. So D10 plus sly.
Rat stealth. I rolled a 2. Plus 2 is 4.
So all you're doing is trying to get to the building, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to find an entrance. Find somewhere I can get my rat buddy in there.
Okay, so you get somewhat close. One of the dwarfs sees you and just kind of grabs a broom and just says shoo shoo and takes a swipe at you. Give me another D10 roll.
Get out.
Quick.
I rolled a 1 again.
Quick is plus 2 at least.
So yeah, 1 plus 2.
Well, shit. Gain. Okay, I'm gonna say you gain 1 point of danger, so you'll need to keep track of that.
Okay. Current danger 1.
So your current danger 1.
Okay.
And the broom hits, connects with you, and you kind of roll a little bit away across the rocks. You don't take damage or anything because we don't really have HP, but
pushing me around.
But all it hears is squeak, 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 squeak.
You motherfucker.
And then the dwarf just goes back to what it was doing, which is just chatting with another dwarf.
All right, I would probably retreat at that point.
Okay.
Boys, it didn't work. They have brooms. They have brooms. You gotta watch out for those brooms.
All right. Well, so this side of the
So I didn't tell you, it is daytime right now. So
okay,
just something to keep in mind. Again, you have a week, so you could hang out, wait for a night. You do what you want.
I think based on how, if I'm going from the mine entrance shot you gave us, this is like all rock and maybe some scrubby grass.
It's all rock.
Okay, so
No
yeah,
place
we're
for
not
a rat.
gonna have any camouflage. So I would probably say after the failed attempt, I'd be like, okay, maybe I didn't want to do this, but there's
I will
one
say
way
this,
in and out, so we could wait here.
Because of the way this area is shaped, you basically have really tall mountains around the whole area, except for behind. So if you could wait, and the sun will dip behind a mountain, and it will cast a really dark shadow. So you'll have a lot of shadows, pretty much as the day goes on, and as the day starts, it will be really shadowy in here. And then there's probably about 3 hours midday where it's really really bright in there, like just hardly anything to hide behind.
And is that where we are now? In that,
yeah. It's midday.
Okay. Yeah, I would say let's wait for some shadow. If it's this kind of box canyon thing,
Shadow the
that's
Hedgehog
right
shows
word.
up. No.
But there's basically
I will believe.
he would have to go past us, right? Like there's fundamentally or functionally one way out of town.
Yeah, I think this what they're called, a box canyon.
That's
where it
what
ends like this. Yeah.
maybe that's it. I don't know if that's true.
Some kind of blood
Sounded good.
gulch.
Yeah, we got a real cul-de-sac here.
Yeah.
It's feeling very gulchy to me.
Yeah, one way in. If you all just hung out, you could wait to see if he leaves.
That was kind of my plan. Was wait for dark and
that's
also keep
assuming
an eye
he's
on
still here.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you could also just wait until dark, and then you could sneak around.
I give up. I'm gonna eat some bugs for a few hours.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. Just lay in the sun outside of town, just kind of lounge. We are animals after all.
I'm gonna fly over and stand on the roof, on the ridge of the roof somewhere in town where humans may be walking around and listening, and I'm just gonna try and listen. I don't know.
They're dwarves.
Damn it! All right. Actually,
Humanoids is what he
does
means.
me listening, does that count as speaking human?
Nope.
Okay.
So you all three, you understand human, because otherwise you wouldn't understand the
Gotcha.
Bayonetta,
Okay.
the teenage witch. So you hear which building are you perching on? So
the one that has the most foot traffic by it.
I would say the most foot traffic is the ale cooler. It's not a water cooler, so there. Let's call it that. And so people come and go.
Dwarves, am I right?
And the dwarves chat. You hear them chatting back and forth, and you pick up some conversation about they're talking about a priest who just came by, who visited the village super recently, just that morning, and you hear them talking about I'm trying to think what the conversation is. They're talking about it's really hard. I want to act this out, but I have to act with myself, and that's going to be a pain in the ass. I have not done that since 8th grade theater. So you have they're talking. You pick up words. Let's just go this way. You pick up words about what they're mining. It's called Ethereum. You hear them talking about buying on the dip. They're talking about this other mine that just collapsed recently. That they were doing some shady things, and so they just lost all of their money as the mine just collapsed and basically buried everyone. But the leader of the mine managed to just get away scot-free. And
they're truly not human. They're crypto bro.
I don't know. If they want to go to the moon, they may have more in common with Bayonetta than we thought.
Wow.
She famously wanted at least someone to fly her there.
And they talk about how they pretty much mine 24/7 nonstop. and they're not super safe about it. Like they're talking about how they've had cave-ins in the past, but they don't care because they got to go to the moon.
Yeah.
That rare mineral that they use in their space machines.
Gotta go to the moon.
They're fucking
interesting that they would strike what is essentially a priestess of the moon. Oh, okay, interesting.
What are the fucking D&D space boats called? Starjammers or something?
Yeah, the Starjammers.
Like, yep, they gotta fuel up the old jammer.
Okay. All right. I
So that
will,
priest part, if you relay that to us, then I would say
I'll relay this to them when night is coming, when the shadows get taller, and it seems like maybe we can do more. And like before then, I'm gonna go fly over to our friends and explain to them what I've heard and tell them I really haven't heard anything specific about anyone.
You also pick up that the priest is from the Apalav faith, and it's who they worship. So they welcome him in with open arms.
Is that something I should know how it's spelled?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
This whole enterprise is not economically sound.
So, humans exist to trick and to live off of each other. So this is kind of in line with what.
Jareth, I know you have this dwarf blindness. Keep all the humans.
Damn it! The world of, what do they call it when they're talking about bipeds? It's not
humanoids?
The world of man still.
Humanoids.
Okay.
I know they're short humans and they're dwarves. It's kind of confusing.
Listen.
Dwarves they all have brooms. They all have brooms. It's a nightmare. Anyway, what are we waiting for? We're just waiting for night to try to sneak back into your houses again.
I think
it would
the
give
only
us
thing we can do
better push for sneaking.
Yeah, we got to sneak in. We got to confirm whether or not this guy is in a house somewhere.
It's a sneaking mission.
Take 2, nighttime. I'll try to approach the same house and try to be more careful this time.
Okay, so as night has fallen, you still hear work happening in the mine.
Never stop working.
Never stop stopping. And they constantly
grind set.
Yeah. So they're they're working. However, this is like a lower time, so they're not doing as much. So there are way less dwarfs around. There's not really any hanging out outside. The ones who are working in the mine. The rest of them are taking, resting. So are you by yourself, or are all of you heading into the village?
I'm trusting those guys on the ground to do what they're going to do. So I'm just like on the adjacent building, watching out for them, making sure like a dog isn't going to come and eat them or something.
Okay, give us a big screech if we're about to get
dog earlier.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I said if we're about to get ratted out. I know that's very offensive.
I talked to you about this.
Yeah.
You are all problematic.
Somehow the effete sort of Southern gentleman butler type is secretly a huge animal racist.
How much it hurts me when you say that.
I reject this stereotype.
All right, so
me, the human being.
So Rat-a-tat, are
eat wood.
Are you sneaking in, or are you eating?
Yeah, I'll try
wood?
I'll try to sneak in.
Okay, give me a.
Let's not roll.
You know what? Before you roll, tell me exactly, like, narrate what you're doing, and I'll yell at you when we need to roll.
I'm going to carefully approach the same house, looking out for rogue doors outside, and look for an open window or
you're
a gutter.
So I would say that, like, these are old pretty hastily thrown together houses. They're just for the work in the mine. They're not really made to
fall through like a gap in the wood.
Yeah. You're going to find a gap in the wood. So so you're able to do that if you want.
Rat.
I have sort of hopped to the somewhere like under the steps or somewhere nearby so I can be back up, but I'm not able to crawl, so I'm.
So you have gotten into the house.
Okay.
Inside the house, you see about 3 beds. Each of them actually have a dwarf on it. Various like cookware and various items that you just find in a house. What do you do?
I will slink along the edge of the wall, and besides the door, so there are a few sleeping dwarves in here. Okay. Do I see any? Do I see any sign that this is anything more than just a place where dwarves sleep?
The only thing that is different than what you expect from like other houses, I mean, you're a rat, I'm sure you've been in houses, is there's a small shrine in the back with candles lit on it, and a large round like medallion like sitting on top, kind of on like a plinth, with a with what looks like a bee on it.
Bee. Is it large? Is it small enough that I could carry it in my mouth?
It is not. It's large and it's decorative more than like a coin that you would use to pay for something.
I'm on it a little and take note of it and leave.
So a bee coin? Is that what I heard?
Bee medallion. They got bee medallions in like a little shrine.
Imagining like a heavy coaster, like that size or even bigger.
Probably. So
like
think of like a round
plate?
shield and then split that in half, like half that size. So yeah, like a plate. A plate works.
Yeah.
No, what's a plate?
plate.
I don't know what a plate is. It's a shield, but half the size.
Like
Nothing you put cheese on.
your average half of a buckler,
which also a shield that's half the size would be a fucking buckler, which I know as well. What is wrong with me?
It's half the size, but not cut in half because it's still a circle. Yeah,
it's still a circle. Yeah.
Plate.
So a plate, it's a plate-sized gold medallion. Not medallion's not the right word, but coin shaped.
Commemorative disc
with a bee on it.
Yeah, I'll get back outside and just tell the other two about that. I don't know the significance.
I remember
it's not edible.
I assume if we were
there, though, right?
Oh, sorry, what?
No sign of the witch hunter, though. You just went in and that was all you saw, right?
Yeah, just the sleeping doors and that.
Since we were told as part of the setup, I assume the witch has told us, or we gleaned that this is a religious mining town. I don't know what we would know of religion per se, but
yeah, she never told you. It's just a religious mine. I told you that at the top. They're devoutly religious.
Yeah, and I don't know if our characters know that. I guess.
So you know that this village. So everything I told you at the top, your characters knew. So the village is devoutly religious. It's full of hardy mining folk.
Yeah. So we wouldn't know anything about it, but be like, that must be their. You remember she told us they all worship someone or other, and that must be one of their.
Yeah, and you know that they worship they worship the god of mining, Apalav. I have to keep the way it's spelled and the way it's pronounced are different, so pardon my occasional having to look at it.
Bayonetta doesn't have anything with this medallion, this insignia, or anything anywhere in the house that we would recognize, right? Or do we?
Correct.
Know?
Nope. Nothing.
Okay.
Well, we know what bees are.
I mean, I guess we won't know what the fuck it's about. So sure.
Yeah, I don't know what a bee has to do with mining, if I'm honest, but maybe it's not theirs. Well, okay, and so they said a priest had come by. I wonder if that means a priest of a different religion, or
the priest was an Apalav priest.
Okay. Well, I think without having learned anything particular from this house, we could move on to the next one and see. And I think we're looking for anomalies. We're looking for a human-sized bedroll, or a bunch of traveling gear in a pile, kind of things like that.
Yeah,
But
I
think
try
you
to sneak into the
keep-
next house and just look for the
keep
guy
clean.
we're looking for, anything unusual that I shouldn't expect to find at a dwarven house, or cheese.
Okay, so every time you go into one of these houses, you are going to need to do a stealth roll.
Okay, I've only rolled good so far.
That's not correct. Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you, Adam. That is word for word what I was going to say.
clever or sly. Sly. So
Sly.
I rolled a 7 plus 2.
Okay. So you make it into this house. This house has 4 beds in it. No one's in them. They are all door-sized beds. And another shrine, exactly like the one that you saw before. The candles are not lit because there's no one in here, and they practice at least a little bit of safety. But otherwise, nothing of note, aside from there are 4 beds, but empty.
Okay. I'll check the third house in this row then.
Okay.
Hopping along behind him this whole time. Has Adam seen anything happening in like the town square from the rooftop?
Adam has not really seen anything.
Nobody coming out of the mine or anything?
No action.
I rolled an 8 plus 2 this time.
Okay. So in this, you see 3 beds again, all currently occupied, and a shrine again. And then you do see like a bedroll rolled up on the floor in the corner.
Bedroll rolled up in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything interesting in here, so I will leave and tell them that I don't think there's anything special besides those.
When you say tell them, are you telling Pipe, or are you squeaking it loud enough where Adam's character can hear it?
I assumed Adam would like swoop down when he saw Rat-a-tat come back out.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. And
like,
owls make
his attention.
0 noise, so I'm not going to make you to roll for that.
I love that. Actually, I've seen those YouTubes, and
It's like the coolest thing in the world. I've never wanted an
every
owl.
time he swoops down.
I've never wanted to just quit my job and go work with owls more than those videos.
yeah, you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a lot quieter, and then you're like, wait, are they fucking with me? Did they duck the sound? Like, nope, it's just not there, and we don't really know why.
I mean,
yeah, very
it's royalty, that's why.
Because of the feathers.
Okay,
That's my
I need all 3 of you to give me a listening roll of some sort. And
Listening. I guess is that clever?
yeah, we've been calling it clever, so yeah.
Okay.
I got
4
a
plus
6.
1.
So 5 plus 3 is an 8.
Okay, so since 2 of you got it, this was a simple task rating, but Dole didn't, but it doesn't really matter because all 3 of you are together. So 2 of you hear some voices coming out of the mine, and kind of grumbling, but not grumbling. But you hear them coming towards you out of the mine. What do you do?
I will try to hide in a boot or something.
There are no boots just hanging out, so you would either have to go into a house or
Scurry away.
Or scurry away. Like, there's a lot of things you can do, but there aren't boots just hanging around.
I imagine
hide in the
these
house.
would have like a little like under space, like beyond
Yeah, you could hide
struts
under.
to level them on the
So
rock
all
slide.
but the owl could just get underneath the house pretty easy.
Yeah, and the owls flying the fuck up and
Yeah.
it's like
So no roll if you want to just go under the house.
Yeah, let's just
Okay.
scoot and
Yeah.
keep an ear on them.
Hurry.
And Adam, you peace out.
yeah, I'm just flying straight up and just getting in the air and looking around. Yeah.
Can
Handy
you give
rock.
me a sneak roll, Mr.
I
Owl?
can. Yeah, what is that? Sly? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. That's a 4 plus 1, so it's a 5.
I'm gonna say someone notices you, but then doesn't say anything because again, it still makes sense. But
Fucking owl.
they're aware there's an owl around now, which they were not aware earlier. But I mean, owls do their job and eat vermin and etc. So
Probably happy to see me in town.
They're nonplussed. So there are four. I think I said it was 4 beds that were empty. So there are 4 dwarves that are coming out and chatting with each other. You're too far away to hear them unless you make an effort to hear them, to make out what they're saying.
I would try to listen real hard. Got
I'll
them
put
big
my-
rabbit ears.
A rat. Rat fingers
Yeah,
up
do
to
rabbits
rat.
have big ears or something? Is that what I?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, give me
Sure,
people trying to hear. Give me a clever roll.
Fucking 10 though.
I would try, though I might be at a disadvantage. I'm far away. But yeah,
I may not be
Plus
clever,
one.
but I've got big ears, so I can
I
hear.
rolled a 2 plus 3, so a 5.
Okay, so Adam, you don't. Pipe, you do. I didn't hear Dole. Did you roll at all?
Yeah, I got 8 plus 1.
Okay, so you two hear some grumbling about having to pause mining, and how they're losing money. Any second that they're not mining, they're losing money, and just general concerns about the market crashing, and just complaining about how the monk basically forced them to leave the mine because he wanted to say a prayer to the god. I gotta look up how to pronounce it again. Apalav. To the mining god Apalav, and so they're grumbling about having to stop, but then they're very happy that the mine is being blessed by this wandering monk. So they're just kind of milling about outside around the mine, and then you hear an explosion, and they kind of panic as dust just comes pouring out of the mine, and they go running in a panic, and you hear rustling in the house above you, and some dwarves still in like night clothes come running out to see what happened, and you hear a bell ring as they're basically alerting the town, and basically just everyone comes out. So Adam's up in the air. Are you two still underneath the house?
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to see.
So in this, like,
Out
so
from
you
the
hear them
cracks.
coming out of the house. Dust is falling from below the floorboards onto you. But basically, the town is now either at the mouth of the mine or going into the mine to see what happened.
Okay. Well, it seems like our guy is down there. I don't know if Adam would swoop back down to rendezvous after all of this, but I have pieced something together that I don't know if my character would without cleverness, but or come up with a theory rather.
No, you don't need to roll for if you have a theory. You're fine.
Okay. I don't know if everyone is gathered. I would.
Yeah,
pitch-
I would at some point see
So-
that you guys are.
So
where
you two
are
are
not.
under the house. Are you coming out to get out? Because there's no way Adam can see you right now.
Right. I would like creep to the back edge. That's like kind of along the canyon wall,
Okay.
and try and get Adam's
And
attention.
meet up and have a little huddle there.
Yeah.
Still in the town. Okay.
Because I also don't know if he heard what we heard.
No,
He would have heard the explosion. at
No, I
least.
mean
Yeah,
the
okay.
bit about the priest.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
us. So yeah, I would.
No, I didn't hear it, so I come down and I want to catch up with you guys. Yeah.
I would relay that, and I would say, so, in my estimation, what seems to have happened is all of these mining fellows, they worship their god, their mining god, and I know Bayonetta has talked a lot about it. The religions, they hate the witches, so I don't think Bayonetta had done anything to these people. I don't think she'd earned their ire. I think as part of the blessing of this mine, he needed to kill the nearest witch, or he saw or knew that she was around, and they said, oh, well, we can't bless the mine properly if there's a witch just up the road. And her death was almost incidental, and he is now down in that mine doing other things for their religion, and what we heard was them saying that he wanted everyone else out so he could perform a prayer So he is likely still down there. Whatever happened, he is in town on purpose and is likely down the mine. No idea what happened after that, but that's my my guess as to who we're looking for and why he's here, which means we are probably okay if we wanted to wait and see what happens. Since everybody is down the mine, I think he is only going to come out of there or not. But then I would lay it back out for everyone else. Like, do we want to approach the big crowd? Do we want to try and go see? Or do we want to wait him out, knowing that he's likely down there, not in the one building we haven't looked in or the shed or anything?
There's no telling how many brooms they may have.
I mean, they're distracted, but they're all also in one spot that I can't imagine us getting past in any meaningful way without somebody seeing us.
I mean, I fucked up getting past one of them, so I don't want to try that again. Yeah, we could, I mean, either he's in there and we can wait for them to disperse and we can get in there and knot his toes, or he'll come out and then we can follow him or something, but I don't think going in there until they clear out a little bit is a good idea.
What do you say, Owl? You're the one who most likely could skirt, could fly along the top of the cave or something, maybe get in there in a way that they wouldn't see you, but
yeah, I think it's a good idea to head in there without you guys. Right now, we have a unique opportunity in which everyone is not paying attention. Maybe there's something else we can do in the village while we wait. You said that there was a blacksmith with an anvil out front earlier, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the building closest to the mine.
Did he have any? Oh, this is the building. Great.
The shed. I thought about creeping under there and trying
it's not the shed. It's the house.
Oh, it is
closest
the
to the
building.
mine. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So
what we're under
top
right now?
the top left one.
He didn't have any.
It's the one you're under,
out, did he?
or we're under. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your question, Adam?
He didn't have any wares out, did he?
No. I mean, there's some hammers setting to the side, but it's all mining equipment. So it's picks and hammers. So yeah, there's equipment. There's not weapons though.
There's not a knife or something that I
No.
could grasp in my talons and fly away with. Okay.
No.
Maybe a nail.
I
You
would
really
say,
wanna
like rewinding
Your
a little
talons are
bit,
more deadly than
the Dole would have noticed with my generic, hey, there are places to cook and things. There's cooking knives and stuff in each of the houses because they have to prepare food.
I think your talons are probably sharper than a standard dinner knife at this point. Like a miner's dinner knife.
Look, I am trying. We are simple animals with simple limitations. Our options for actually harming this person are probably our biggest obstacle. So the question is, how do we actually, once we locate this person, how do we kill them? And so let's brainstorm here for a second. Get another human to kill him. Very difficult. Make an accident befall them. Might be the best thing we could do.
Sounds like it may have already happened.
Drop a heavy rock on this person. Well, I can't carry a heavy rock. And we have no other way of getting one high up because none of us are strong enough to do it. I could try to drop a knife on this person's head.
Everybody roll D10 real quick.
I'm trying to, yeah. All right, here we go.
I'm on board with this attempt. I just
No, I hear you.
There's a lot of
thinking any tools
variables.
we can have. I rolled a 4.
I got a 3.
This is a sly roll.
Oh, a sly roll.
have-
Okay, so
I call it a 5.
that gives me a 5. Yeah.
Dole.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
Oh, okay. Can you roll sly for me?
Sure. What is this for?
I haven't
hasn't
told you
told us.
yet.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't know.
You guys have been talking for a while. Is what
Roll
you're
the
rolling
number
for.
1.
Okay, so all of you. Around the building, you hear conversations about how they're talking about how they might close down the mine after this. It's awful what happened, and you kind of pick up that the monk was trapped in a cave-in. They're not sure if he's still alive or not, but they definitely can't reach him right now. So they're trying to do that at the moment. But it was a pretty bad cave-in, and they come around the corner and they see a rat, a hare, and a owl seemingly having a conference, and they like remark how weird that is, and immediately just think that something, maybe that they've been cursed and that's why this happened. So they both rush you.
Ah, no, run away instead. We're a bad omen. Go the other way.
You don't have speak human, so all they hear is rats or hair sounds.
I don't know what that's.
I don't know.
I don't think seeing human in them would cool the situation out.
There is one sound I know that rabbits can make, and that is a horrible human-like scream.
So what are you doing?
I'm flying off.
Okay, I need an evade roll, which is sly.
Is there like a small crack in the rocks or something I can squeeze through?
These are mountains, so like there's not really a crack in the rocks. There's a bunch of rocks. Are you just trying to get behind rocks?
I thought he was gonna run back into the house.
Yeah, probably try to scurry underneath the house.
Okay, I'm not saying you can't like find a crack in the rock. I'm just trying to understand what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I'll probably try to go back under.
Under the house?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Pipe, what are you doing?
I was just gonna sort of rabbit along the canyon wall, just sort of run away from them at high speed. Yeah.
So everyone give me a quick roll.
I rolled a 5.
Ooh, I got a 10 and I got a +3.
5
Damn.
straight up or 5 plus?
4 plus 1.
Okay.
Was the modifier?
It's quick.
Okay, I got 3 plus 2.
Okay, so you both rolled under, Pipe rolled over. So Pipe, you're gone. You made it to the where were you going? You can go wherever you want at that one. So where do you want to go?
It was like, so I'm assuming, I wish I could actually point to the little drawing, but we were kind of out back of the house.
Right.
I was just running down along the canyon wall, like towards out of town.
Yeah, so how far do you go? You can go as far as you want with that roll.
If they weren't moving fast enough to feel like they were actually chasing me, I would probably go like around the corner of the second house and take stock of the situation.
Okay, so they don't notice you because they are focused on these two who rolled poorly. One of them just reaches out at the owl, and basically clips your wing a little bit, and you get one danger. You manage to get away, but you have one danger. And then Dole, the other one goes to just stomp you and just narrowly misses, but you get another danger. So you are at 2 danger.
Wow, we're gonna die. Okay.
But you both, Dole, you make it underneath the house. They're still going after you. Adam, I assume you're flying away.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
Yeah, I'm flying away. Yeah.
Yeah, there's fuck all they can do about that, so you're flying away. So you get away. Dole is in a more precarious situation.
Just a regular rat.
So now
Wait,
Dole,
regular rats.
So now Dole, you have one person focused on you. The other one went to tell what they saw.
Okay.
But they cannot get under the house, but they are definitely like on the ground looking under the house, watching you. What do you do?
If it's just the one guy trying to get me, wait. So we're on that other side. Is there anyone on the other side of the house?
Not currently.
I'll try to run out that way and try to run and hide somewhere else.
Where are you going?
Let's see. So which house are we next to? The one closest to?
You're still closest to the mine, upper left.
So if I ran in from next to the canyon, I'd come out and then I would run. try to run as fast as I can to that far house that we never went to.
The far right. Okay. Give me another sly roll.
Rolled a 3 or under on every single one of my rolls on one of these fuckers. Okay, 7 plus
7.
2.
Okay. 7 plus 2. Okay, so that beats the 8. I had it, so cool. So you make it. They actually are still looking under the house for you. They did not see you disappear. So all 3 of you are currently safe.
All right, I'm gonna go.
But separate, right? Like,
Yeah, you're all separated, but you're all safe currently. There are still people like Adam from where you are. You can still see people going in and out of the mine, bringing in equipment to try and dig. You hear a lot of noise coming out of the mine of them digging. This is clearly going to go on for a while. Everyone's fairly alert. A couple of more people come out of the mine. You see them talking to the person who caught you. And they start like looking, like basically running the perimeter looking for you.
really? I was hoping they would be content with having scattered us if they thought it was a bad omen or something, but they think we're part of a curse or something. Now we gotta fucking pay for our sins. I don't know.
I'm looking for Rat-a-Tat, like exiting out of the other side of the house or wherever he is.
Well, I was running towards that far right house. Can I get in there?
Oh, with your roll, you made it under the house.
Okay, so I'm under there.
And I probably would have seen him from my spot.
Yeah,
But,
so
like,
I would say
across the
you
plaza.
can't see him, but I am going to say Adam probably saw him make it.
Did I keep an eye on where Pipe dashed off to as well?
No, because that was when they were grabbing you. So I'm going to say you were distracted and didn't see. You can roll if you'd like to try to see if you did
Yeah,
or
let
not
me
at
see
that
if I
time.
can spot Pipe
Okay.
as well. Fine.
I am sort of like hunkered down, but I was trying to keep an eye on where people went, so I probably would have seen him dash between the houses and kind of triangulate that he was heading for the other side, but yeah, I wouldn't have seen him.
Well, so the two things happen. Well, no, you ran. So Pipe, you roll to see if you can see as well. And Adam, do the same.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Okay.
I also got a 7.
Okay, I'm gonna say you both saw where Dole went.
Okay.
And Adam, you also know where Pipe is.
All right. So if Rat-a-Tat's still in danger, I could just go down and scoop him up and then take him to Pipe.
He is under the house, so you could
Okay.
not scoop him up where he currently is.
Do I see any? Can I see any dwarves through the floor cracks?
Inside the home, no. And you don't
So
hear anything, so I mean, you can make a safe assumption there's nobody in there.
Okay. I wanna get out from under the house and check it out real quick, just to see if there's anything different about it.
You're going in the house?
Yeah.
Up through the floorboards.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna make a roll, there's nobody in there. So it's very similar to the house you saw before. Three beds, none, no one in there. The door is wide open. They left in a hurry. Same shrine.
Okay. I'll get out then and try to signal Jareth or Oswald.
Hey, Pipe.
Yes.
So how far down are you? You're just by one of the houses, right?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you didn't go all the
middle-
way to the edge, right?
No, I was like
Okay.
middle house, back or like bottom corner toward the canyon wall. That was where
Okay.
I was hanging out. So looking from there, kind of back at what I saw everything happen when I looked back after I ran, and then I saw Dole dart, and like it kind of triangulated him to go under the house, but Adam would be flying over me and out of range if he went toward Dole.
Okay. Yeah, so what do you guys do? People are really busy right now, so like
Yeah.
you just see people going in and out, trying to solve the problem of what happened, and chatting with each other, and
Are they?
just a lot of activity. Actually, more activity than there was during the day.
Is it mostly clustered up north by the mine entrance, or are they going to and from their homes and stuff?
I would say going to and from the blacksmith house to get tools. Not really going to and from their homes so much. Occasionally, one or two dwarves will do that, and then you have the dwarves walking the perimeter and just looking around, trying to find you.
Do I feel like I could time it out to run across to the house that Dole is under, based on like when I see people coming and going, try to make a break for it?
I will give you the task rating for doing almost anything right now is 10. So you've got to roll good to do this. Everybody's alert. Everybody's running around. There are people actively looking for you. Adam has kind of advantage over that just because he's in the air. But aside from that, like there are also dwarves looking in the air. Like,
yeah.
Think of an alert state in Metal Gear. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah. I think seeing all that activity, I would probably squeeze under the house and try to get as far away from that area that, like, find a place that they couldn't reach a hand in, like find a gap and then get up. Yeah, get as far from the edges as I can, and then kind of just wait it out. Like, I think knowing that we're all animals, I think we all understand that when humans are on high alert, you go to ground. So I don't think anybody is going to be needing my assistance right now. So yeah, I'm probably going to hunker down and listen for anything that seems like it would be relevant. But my end goal of trying to keep an eye on where they are as much as I can, if I'm under the house in the middle, probably not at all. But maybe like, yeah, just move in and mentally be like, in a certain amount of time, I'll go out and take a look when I hear things have calmed down.
Okay. Is that what you're all doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunker.
And are you just flying circles, or are you perching somewhere on the mountain to watch?
Let's say I'm flying circles. I got a genuinely crazy idea, but let's not do it.
You tell me what you want to do. We can go.
I'm gonna wait until we run out of other things to do.
Okay, so before you make a decision, the next thing I'm going to do is roll to daytime. So if you want to do something else during this night, because that will be day 3. So if you want to do something the night of day 2 still, if you let me know. Otherwise, we're rolling to daytime tomorrow. Because as it is right now, you guys are kind of screwed unless you want to keep dashing between houses. If you try anything more than that, I'm going to say that almost everything you roll right now is a 10, except for if you have something clever that you want to do.
Oh, I have something clever I would do, but I'm not going to do it right now. So that's okay. Let's.
Okay,
right.
so
it would have potentially it would have been a big red button. So let's not do it.
Want to know about it, but
we could talk after if you end up not doing it. How about that? We'll have a wrap up conversation of things that you missed, things that you could have done, etc. Yeah, I think that's actually fun.
Conversation.
Are you going to be gliding around for the entire night? Are you going to rest?
I mean, at a certain point, I'm gonna. The reason why I'm gliding around is just to make sure that I'm comfortable, that I don't have to rescue Rat-a-tat from like another person's boot.
Yeah, so you're the Soliton radar of this game.
Yeah, once I'm convinced he's okay, I'm gonna go find someplace safe to perch on and get some rest.
Yeah. And again, they're mountains, so there's plenty of places that you could just hang out. No one's going to get to you. So, okay. So, night passes. I don't know if you sleep or not. That's not really a thing we're tracking. So I'm going to say sure. Why not? Like like the chance of them getting to you where you are is very small. So night turns into day. There is still, movement. There's less panic because they know what's happened to a point. They know what they need to do. They're still working on what's going on in the mine. But they're taking more breaks, taking more care because a lot of time has passed now, and it just makes more sense. It's just like when anything bad happens, everybody panics, and then the more stable people are like, okay, we all need to calm down. Stable is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. The more people who handle crises better, crisis managements basically are handling things, calming people down, making sure people are getting sleep and getting drinks, because otherwise there's like everything's going to go worse. So there's about as much movement as there was, a little bit more movement than there was the first day that you got here, but kind of the similar situation is going on, except for all of the conversation is about how this mine is cursed. It caused the death of this Apalav monk, and that there's just a curse on the mine, and there's discussion of should we leave, should we go somewhere else, should we invest in money markets, and so that's kind of it. So there's talk about leaving and things like that. Talk about whispers about what they saw last night with the three of you. Some doors believe it, some don't. Think that you were just stricken with panic, and so you just saw something that really wasn't there because it was night. And so that you hear all of that without needing to roll, because no one's trying to be quiet about this stuff. But otherwise, it's kind of a normal day as far as you're concerned, aside from there's a little more activity in the mine.
So did I understand from that we heard that the priest died in the explosion?
They think he did, or he's trapped. He was there, the thing exploded, he's not there now, so they think that he died in the explosion. They don't have a body or anything. They're just so part of the mine collapsed. The assumptions are either he got caught in the collapse or he's on the other side of the collapse, but either way they need to get through this to either save or give this monk a proper burial, and hopefully remove the curse. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Okay.
I hear horses.
There's not horses. It's just in the audio. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Non-diegetic horses.
The caved-in mine.
Here, I'm killing this audio. I'm going to try this one instead.
The dogs barking get me every time where I'm like, is something happening with my dog or the neighborhood?
Yeah, here's generic village.
So the caved-in mine. Like the front is caved in.
No. So one of the branches inside the mine is blown up. Like you can't see the cave in from the outside of the mine. It's deeper in the mine.
I mean, I hate saying this, but like, I don't know if it's trying to think of who could actually pass in a mine unseen. And the only person I can think of is the fucking rat. Again, I don't know.
I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, you're kind of constantly dying, so I don't think it's a good idea. But
it's
do we
I
notice?
don't know what else to do.
Makes sense.
Do we notice anything that would fit any of us that comes and goes? Like, are they bringing carts or
they are bringing in and out mine carts constantly, filled not with their normal Ethereum, but mostly filled with rocks, because they have to get them out of the mine as they're digging.
But are they bringing in like tools and things with tarps and lunch pails and stuff that a rat and maybe a hare could hide in? I don't know about the owl.
I mean, they're bringing in tools and things, but they're normally carrying them. I mean, obviously, some people, like as an empty minecart comes out, they will put their tools in there just from the sake of having to carry them, and then they push the minecart back in. So the minecart comes out, They dump the minecart. They throw their tools in the minecart. They push the minecart back in. This happens over and over again.
I mean, we could possibly like get ourselves into a sack and get
there's
it into
also
one of those carts.
wood going in and out. But I don't know how you would hide on like beams of wood. But that's what's going in and out.
Well, and even if the owl could somehow tie us into a sack and drop us in a minecart among some tools, they're gonna eventually once everything that they brought in is out, they're gonna be like, "Hey, what's this bag?" And then we're just fucked. Like,
Maybe
I can't think of a great way to get in.
Maybe Jer should just go big and land, get their attention, and announce that like Ethereum has cratered in value and their mine is now worthless.
Yeah,
You're not
I am
far
the
off
voice.
what I was considering doing. Last
I am the
night.
voice of Apolov. I kind of thought that might be where you were going. Like,
Yeah,
while
something
they're
like
all-
that anyway.
we probably should have struck when they were mega spooked last night, but it's still it's still
although
fun.
I did not have the complete information, and what I specifically would have said would have been wrong already. So I'm glad I did to some degree.
But you could be like, I appear as an owl in the daytime. That's pretty anomalous already. And you just say you're the voice of their god, and that the series of catastrophes is in fact evidence that they're cursed. They were right all along. Their crazy tinfoil hat naysayers were right. Man, it would spark chaos if nothing else, because the super devout would turn on the people who told them to be reasonable. Like it's a hell of a move. Keep it in the back pocket for sure.
So let me give you a little bit of just, I guess, guidance. So Speak Human's pretty obvious what you can do with that. With open, close, lock, unlock, and clean and mend, think outside the box with those and ask me if you can do them. If you can sell me on how it will work, I'm happy to let you use your powers for that. Because basically this situation that I rolled, you're not going to use either of those as written as much as you probably would. So if you can come up with a clever way to use clean and mend or open, close, lock, unlock,
Well, clean and mend
Throw
is
it at
actually
me.
great for hiding. Now that I realize, I was forgetting about the mend part, but
yeah. So throw it out, like whatever you guys think you want to do, tell me, and I'll probably let you do it with a roll, depending on as long as it makes sense.
I think if there was a large bag of equipment or something that was going down, I would suggest that we could rip our way in and I could mend it up behind us, but it would have to be something that could accommodate us and not be like immediately opened when they get down there. So like, I don't know if it's something, one of the tools, or like a bag of sacks, like that they're, hey, we got to get some more sacks down there for rocks and shit. I don't know. I would know it when I saw it, but we would need to scope out the comings and goings of the mine. But that is one potential way in. Get into a rucksack or a tent bag or something.
So as like midday hits, again, this is the time when there's not a lot of shadows. One of the houses, they come out with a like a wooden box, and it's filled with like foodstuffs for the miners. So you got like bread and various like hardtack type stuff in there, and that's all covered up with a, like, blanket's not the right word, towel is not the right word, cloth. I'm just gonna go with a cloth over it to protect it from the dust of the mine. And that has been brought out and just set on the ground for someone to come and get. There are a couple of those to be delivered to the people in the mine.
Well, this looks like a perfect opportunity for a little bit of the old 1-2. The rip and tear and the open close. I guess rip and mend, and then lock and unlock. You get us into that box, close it up behind us. I sew up the dust cover, There's no way there
You-
could be
I
stowaways.
would say you don't need to use magic for this. Like you could just it's just a loose cloth dripped over the top.
Okay, well, could we open the
Get in there.
crate, or is it just like a
The
like a
crate's
hamper?
open top.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why there's the cloth. Yeah.
I see.
You hit a danger when you use magic, by the way. So
Yeah,
be
that's.
careful with
I
that.
wasn't sure. Well,
Yeah,
now
try to sneak in there.
I would be down for hopping under there and getting in the crate, and then trying to sneak out before they pulled the cloth. Basically, like find a way to dip out. But that's a lot of unknowns, and I don't know how Jareth would accompany us.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
how
all have
tall
to
is
go
this
together.
How
Like,
tall is
I-
this cave?
Split the party.
Well,
You could sneak in by like luring them out with human speech.
I mean, I would have you roll it since again you don't make noise.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking how tall the cave is, because if it's 5 feet tall and dwarves are 4'6", like I'm gonna hit them in the head. You know,
I don't know how big a mine normally is.
is it small in comparison to the people, or is there like space to fly over their heads? Say something like that.
Telling me how wide it is not what I'm asking, internet. Jerks.
I mean, whenever I think of seeing a mine in the media, it's usually as tall as it needs to be and not taller.
Except the mines of Moria.
Yeah,
Big
that's true. They are dwarves, right?
I feel like this is a little more utilitarian than that. That was like a real palatial mine. Real show off mine.
Are there only rules for how wide it has to be? I can't find the answer. I'm going to say that given a good roll, you could make it in. How about that? There's enough space that you could fly in quietly. The question is, what do you do once you're in?
Yeah, sit on a rock inside of a mine. That doesn't seem to make sense. So, how about I wait outside the mine for you guys? Like, split the party. Like, if you're waiting, like, I can't put myself in a psychotic situation, but like, it does not seem wise for me to go in there. So,
Yeah.
but I'll hear you guys.
If
when
things
you're
get
out.
fucked and they make us, obviously you could maybe do some human trickery or something. But
Try not to die.
I will sneak into one of the baskets and I will hide in it and also probably eat some of the bread.
Yeah, I'll try and accompany. And I think that the plan I would leave Jareth with would be like, he's going to be able to sneak into like the cave-in area. I might not necessarily be able to because I'm not particularly small. But then I can be the distraction if things go south. So if you see me running out, you know that we need help of some kind. Like, I don't know what it would be, but be prepared to help out possibly with extraction for Rat-a-Tat while I lead them on a merry chase out of town.
Please don't.
But yeah,
I'm
we'll
gonna
go
carry
in
you
and see
once
what
the game
happens.
is over.
Somebody's gonna be ridden or carried. Just has to be. Like the dwarf getting tossed in Lord of the Rings. It just eventually was gonna happen.
So I would say, so they're dwarves. The mine is tall enough to facilitate a human-sized humanoid. So say it's probably 6'1.5". Dwarves are normally about half the height. Or say 4 foot, so you got about 2.5, 3 foot clearing between the tops of their heads and the top of the mine.
Well, an owl's only like 18 inches, so yeah, that's not a lot of space. So I'm gonna hang on outside the mine.
Okay.
You could definitely get in, probably undisturbed,
Yeah, I'll be like
but not
like,
unnoticed.
at pickaxe range. I'll be flying over their heads, which is not a good position to be in. So
Yeah.
I think by the time they noticed, you'd be past them, but they would notice. You're not sneaking.
I mean, it's
this
50-50 which way they're facing in the mines. So.
Yeah.
Somebody
because
turns
people are
around,
going in and
Three
out.
Stooges style, and just puts the axe in your path. You're all of a sudden split in half. Oops.
Okay, so are you doing this box thing?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah, I'll
a
call him a
classic
box.
stowaway bit.
Okay.
Climb into a box and hide under some cabbages or whatever.
Not good. If I'm next to the food, I'm gonna eat the food.
Let's just get under a lot of food and then, we can have a nibble.
And you buffer.
Okay, so are you eating the food now?
Not immediately.
Okay. So a couple of doors, I mean, you don't see this happen, but you hear this happen. Adam sees this happen. They pick up the 2 boxes. Are you both in the same box?
There's 2 boxes. It'd probably be separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
More
So
cover in each.
yeah, one picks up each. They are heading towards the mine. And you're just along for the ride, kind of getting bounced around a little bit.
We're in danger.
Are you eating the food?
I mean, I'm a rat. I know it's a bad idea, but I'm gonna have to try and nibble some of this cabbage.
Okay.
Yeah. If I was under like a lettuce or something, I'd be like, they're not gonna miss like the top leaf. Nobody knows how many leaves lettuce.
Okay. I need you both to roll stealth.
Stealth chomp. Is that
What?
sly?
Right.
Yeah, that is sly.
Plus 2. So
Okay.
7 total.
All right. So 7 and 8. I'm gonna say they with all the commotion, they do not hear you eating. You weirdos doing this thing you didn't have to do. I wanted you to roll bad so much.
Perfect.
So we just suddenly just crunch.
so you so they carry you into the mine. You are set down. You are still underneath the thing. You hear, oh, I didn't switch the stuff. So I got stuff. So there's the mine. And let's hope that there's not random horse sounds for this one.
Classic mine horses.
And dogs. Classic mine dogs.
Oh my dog.
So you are currently inside. Adam, you're outside. If you want to do anything, or you want to see what's going on, just interrupt me, and I will roll back to you, unless something happens that I want to call out. Does that make sense?
No. Yeah.
Okay. And so you're under the box. What do? You hear pickaxes hitting rock. You hear talking. And just concern over the monk. Certain people saying, saying, bro, he's totally dead. And another dwarf says, nah, brah, you gotta keep the faith. You gotta hold a little.
Classic dwarves. Classic accent. I would ask Ratatat if he could smell if the coast is clear, like or peek out first. And
You
just
are
kinda
both in different boxes. So how
Oh,
are
that's
you?
right. Shit ass.
Yeah, well, I'd probably try to poke my stupid little face out from under cloth slightly to see what's going on.
You're just looking. So you see what I just said. Like it's a cave in. There's miners doing pickaxes against it, and a couple having conversations. That's what's happening.
Are there any? I would try and do the same, like try to peek out. I don't know if it's a little more noticeable, but
They're working, so they're not noticing you right now. So you see the same thing. Like you don't need to roll for that.
are there like workbenches or like an area with a lot of stuff leaned up, just somewhere that would make a good hiding spot?
So you are at you are at a split in the mine. So this cave in happened pretty much at the front of a split. So to your left, there's a much more darkened split because nobody's working down there. The lights aren't on because no one's down there. So you have a fairly dark space to your left. If you're as facing towards the mine, in the left path is fairly darkened. There's also, there's rocks and stuff, so there's stuff to hide behind.
Yeah, that was basically, I wanted to stay in this general area, but get behind something that wasn't going to be accessed like the box. So rock would be best, or pile of equipment.
There's
or whatever.
rocks. There's a mine cart just sitting there, partially filled with from that track. It's partially filled with eth, and then you have the other cart coming in and out for rocks. So they're not doing anything with that cart right now because they are focused on clearing these rocks. So that cart is there. The like brake is pulled, so it is locked in place. So you have that thing. You have a couple of rocks on the ground that are about your size that you could hide behind, but you both couldn't hide behind. And it's just in general dark down that passage.
Yeah, I think I would hop down that passage very quickly. Kind of hug the wall and until I felt like I was kind of in sufficient shadow, and then get behind a rock that lets me face the activity.
Okay.
And keep an eye out for rat-a-tat as I go.
I'm going to say you don't need to roll for that because they are currently distracted. Dole, what are you doing?
I try to do the same thing, basically. I would also be using my sense of smell to try to figure out.
Okay, roll smell. I'm going to say that's clever.
Clever is this would be 10 total.
Okay, so you smell blood.
Blood coming from the collapse.
Yeah, coming from the collapsed area.
Okay. I continued to where Oswald is. Down that dark corridor.
Okay, what are you hiding behind? So there's the mine cart and a rock left. You can't hide behind the same rock he's hiding behind, otherwise they will see you.
I would jump into mine cart.
Okay.
I can kind of hop over to be like on the ground next to the minecart, and I assume we could communicate.
Give me a stealth roll for, you said you jumped in the minecart.
Okay. Still 10 total.
Okay, so you definitely jump into the cart, and you just happen to land in such a way where the Ethereum inside doesn't move at all. So there's no clinking or anything like that. The two people, or the two dwarves who are mining, they set their picks down and they move over. They move over the cloth, and they both notice that there are like bites out of their food, and you just hear them both yell up the mine, "Yo, what the fuck?
Bro, who's been eating my cabbages?"
Like, what the fuck is this? And there's no response because there's no one down there, and they're just like, God, it's completely useless. And they go back, they just eat their food because what else are they going to do?
Worth it.
Adam, what are you currently doing? Are you
I
still
am listening
Overwatch?
alertly, but that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so you see two dwarfs come out of let's say it's the second house. So the second house on the left, and they are both carrying with due reverence the altar. What did I call it? The thing with the coin. And they are
shrine.
the shrine, and they are carrying it towards the mine.
Okay. I am watching them.
Okay. And okay, so back inside the mine, what are you guys doing?
So it's dark passage. We're in. Does that go anywhere, or is it like a dead end?
So you can't see where it goes. So it goes deep enough where you don't know, but it goes a ways.
And there's the 2 doors eating and mining at the cave-in area, and I guess I assume rats can see in the dark, so I would probably want to go down the dark cave and away from the evil dwarves with pickaxes. 'Cause I am not good at sneaking past them. I don't know.
This doesn't advance our mission. I assume if you had told me about the blood, I would be like,
oh yeah, I'd tell Oswald about the blood smell coming from the cave as well.
I don't know. It's all kind of adding up to seem like he's already dead. I mean, there may have been other people there to make the blood, but
how are we gonna move? How are we gonna get the eyeballs if he's smushed under there? A bunch of rocks. How are we gonna move all the rocks and get the doors out of the way?
can't you like squeeze in anywhere you can get your head? Is that an urban legend? Probably.
I'm good at squeezing, although I am plump with cabbage.
You sneak through the rubble, grab an eyeball in your mouth, sneak it back out to me, then you get the other one, and we hightail it out of here.
Ooh.
That's my pitch. I don't really know where to go from here. I'm a little stymied, but also I need to hop off mic for a second because my cats are knocking shit over. I gotta round them up.
Wow.
All right.
Be right back.
All right.
I'll probably try to. Can I see? Can I take a peek over where the rocks fell and see if there's any gap I can squeeze my little rat body through?
I would say I don't think you need to roll for that because that's kind of a rat thing. You don't see any gap from where you currently are that you could get through. And also, I would say it would be exceptionally difficult to sneak through there if there was a gap with both of these people directly standing there.
Okay. In this corridor or this mine track or whatever. So this mine cart is full of the stupid rocks they value so much, and if I had the ability to release the brake on that cart and have it go down that dark thing, do I think they would chase after it?
You don't know if they would.
If I did set that off, is there another hiding place I could hide behind another rock or something?
Yeah, there's 2 rocks plus the mine cart.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would try to use my power to open things to move the brake on the mine cart and have it go down the dark corridor, and then I'd hide and I'd tell Oswald to hide.
We're gonna try and like get them to chase the minecart down the corridor.
Yeah, I want to send the stupid rock minecart down the dark path and then hide, and then hope they chase after it, and then we could try to sneak in there and grab the eyeballs.
Yeah, I think that's worth a shot.
Do
Get
it.
away from there.
I think that I'll try to do that.
I like
Okay.
it.
So you're currently in the minecart. So tell me what you are doing, and then I will pause you when you need to roll.
Okay, I'll climb to the edge of the cart, and where's is the like brake control up here, or is it down?
It's down like on one of the wheels.
Okay, then I'll try to slide down and hop down there so I can get to the control.
Okay. And you are going to roll your magic skill? Or you're going to use your magic skill. You don't roll, I don't think. Let me read real quick.
Would he need that to unlock, or would we be able to tell that it's like a lever we could push? I don't know.
I assume it's a brake that would be locked or somehow, so I'd count it as opening or unlocking.
Yeah, something like that. We couldn't do like squeeze and then pull a lever.
If you had opposable thumbs, you could do that, but you don't.
I have the magic given to me by Bayonetta to unlock. I'm the master of unlocking.
God damn it.
Okay, so you are going to use your magic.
Yes.
Okay, so you use your magic. Do you want to narrate what happens, and I'll jump in, or do you want me to get it since I know what's down the path?
You could do it.
Okay. All right. So you use your magic and you take another point of danger. So you are now what, 3?
Okay. Yep.
All right. And so you the cart starts to move. You hear kind of a screeching sound. What do you do?
Go and hide.
Okay. Can you roll simple stealth, Sly? So you need to beat a 6.
I rolled a 7 plus 2.
Okay. So you get behind there before the 2 dwarfs turn around and see the cart starting to move away. They both just turn around, look at each other, and go, bro! And then they start running and chasing the cart as it goes careening down the shaft. They dropped both pickaxes and just went. So they are chasing the cart down. You hear it echoing down as it's like going around corners and stuff, and you just hear their boots hitting the ground over and over again as they're sprinting after it. As this happens and everything clinks, you start hearing 2 sets of footsteps slowly walking into the mine. They're fairly far away, but it's a mine. You can hear it echoing through. So you know that two dwarves are coming towards you, and then those dwarves went sprinting down. What do you do?
So 2 more dwarves are coming from the entrance. Would they see me if I went to the rocks at this point?
Not at this point.
Okay,
they're not really where you can see them. Like
Okay,
if you poke your head around, you wouldn't see them.
I'll tell Oswald that there's 2 more coming. We need to quickly check out those rocks and see.
Yeah, let's move to the rocks. I'll try and stay out of sight, but I think the plan should be if you're able to crawl in there and do something, I might have to distract these guys and like run out and get them to chase me out of the mine. But that should give you all the time you need.
Maybe, yeah, if they come up, you can have them chase you out, and then I was gonna call you Joffrey. Jareth can help out, and then there's a big commotion out there, and I can have more time to get the ship. So yeah, I'll check out. I'll try to look more closely and follow the smell of blood to try to find a crack or something.
Since you're a rat, I'm not going to make you roll for any of this. So you smell the blood. You go up to where the cave-in is. You're sniffing around. You're moving around the rocks, scurrying around. You do not find any passage through big enough to let any of you through. There's enough to let a little bit of air through, so that's where you're getting the scent. But none of these cracks are big enough for you to get through.
Well, that's my plan.
Could I reach deep into my soul and try to pull some mend magic out to like do the first 0.005% of restoring this tunnel to its former state, and maybe that means shifting a few rocks enough to get like 2 inches we need for a rat. Like, I know it's supposed to be small, tiny hedge magic for helping around the house, but
at the speed, okay, I'm going to say if you had an infinite amount of time, you could eventually do this, and your danger rating would be so high you literally could not roll above it.
I looked, and it does say if the task is dangerous, you gain a point of danger if you fail, and magic is always dangerous. I don't know if we've failed any of these rolls. We've just been accumulating danger. But
I'm taking that as you get a point of danger every time you use magic.
Fair enough. But then, yeah, so I thought like using it very localized on a pile of rocks might shift them the couple of inches we need, but I don't, because I have nothing else I mean, more like the combination of tidying and mending and all of that.
I'm retconning that. No, I think you're right. I've read it like 3 times. I could see. I'm going to go with your interpretation of the rules, and I'm going to say, Dole, you're back to 2. Okay. That said,
he didn't roll for the magic though. He just kind of got it with like a point of danger, which that maybe could be a house rule. Like,
no, I'm going to say. I mean, that's my fault for interpreting the rules differently. We're fine. However, no. Okay. You can't do this. It's going to take so long. It will be more than a week. How about that? Yeah. So you could. Your idea is sound, but it would take so long because you are using you're using a spell for not really what it's intended for, and B, you're trying to mend a cave in.
Well, or tidy it up,
mend the planet,
sweep it out of the way, kind of thing.
You don't know how deep this cave in goes or anything. Yeah, no, I'm going to go with no.
So besides the cave in and that dark, that place where the 2 doors went, is there any other place to go besides back out?
Currently, no. So you can go down the dark path where those dwarves ran and the minecart ran. And while you've been talking about this, you basically heard a loud just crash down the thing. So it finally hit the end of the track and crashed, and you kind of hear muffling in some fucks being yelled down there, and yeah. So there's that spot. There's back the way you came. And that's pretty much it that you're aware of. That you can tell from where you are currently. There's no saying if further down the left passage, if it doesn't branch again.
I think that's... I can't think of anything else to do, so I'm going to try to scout that way.
Down the dark path?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what we'll find down there, but now that we've got
doors,
what we found here was knowledge, and that knowledge is it's too tight for us to squeeze in. Hares, unlike rabbits, don't dig burrows, so they're probably not great diggers. They've chosen to live on the surface. No Bugs Bunny shit for me. So yeah, I think exploring and then trying to get out safely should be the next plan.
Okay, so are you going down the dark path?
Yeah, especially if the entrance has guys that are definitely coming down it right now.
Yeah.
Let's go where we're uncertain, at least. Better.
Yeah, which is familiar. We live on the dark path.
Down the dark path where there are also definitely 2 doors.
This is true, but there's unknown distance versus if known confrontation.
They spot us, I'll bite all their toes off.
Okay,
we had our owl here. He could just talk to him, be like, "Hey, fuck off."
I don't know why you think I'm gonna have a conversation with these people, but
they're not.
It would scare the shit out of me. I'm saying,
yeah, they'll kill me. I'm
I
an
can
owl,
get them to
bitch.
chase me because
The
it's a
scared
weird.
reaction seems to be to swing pickaxes at things and try to stop us. So
Remember when I stepped on the rat? Like, I'm not much more sturdy than a rat.
You got to perch on
Anyways,
top
I'm
of
more
a
delicate
house.
than the rat.
Perch up high where they can't get you and start screaming.
It's a
shit.
5-foot cave.
All right.
it's not a big cave.
The cave is the problem.
Cave
Well,
is
you
no
could-
place for an owl.
Could get their attention. Draw them out of the cave.
How about
Perch
you
on
focus
a house.
the cave business? Worry about the cave. Don't worry about me.
All right. I don't know.
Okay. So
I've lost the plot.
are you going down the dark path?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Try to look for any branching paths or anything.
Okay, so as you go down the dark path, it's dark. But you as you travel down, you hear the grumbling of the dwarves who came sprinting down. Get closer as you move. They are not being quiet, so you have a general concept of how far they are as you move down. And you hear like metal sounds and like the sound of coins. Or not coins, but metal hitting metal. They're
mining gold. They're mining Ethereum coins straight out of the earth. They come out of it. They form naturally.
And they're so you can intuit that they're putting like the crash derailed the cart. and knocked the Ethereum out. So they have righted they are riding the cart, putting the cart back on the track, and loading the cart back up to push it back up. Because they care way more about this than what they were doing, because they're assholes. So, so that is happening at the end. As you travel down, you are passing some equipment, like some pickaxes that were just left in a hurry after from the explosion, and just bits and bobs like buckets, things like that. And you're getting closer and closer to the noise. There is some light filtering out, bouncing off the walls in lovely ray traced beauty, and so you could guess that these dwarves who went down here lit a light so they could see what they were doing. And what do? You're moving closer to the light until you tell me that you're doing something else.
There's no other paths or anything.
You have not seen another path yet.
Wait, we're saying the light is the two dwarves in the cart?
Yeah, they lit a light, and it's just kind of like bleeding out from where they are. So you can see the light, you can hear them, you're getting closer and closer to them. If you don't tell me what you're doing, you will walk up right on them. So I'm going to assume you're continuing down the path until either you come to something or you come to them, but you have not seen a branch yet.
Yeah, I want to creep up to basically a little ways away from what I would see as the edge of the light, and hugging the wall and seeing if I detect any offshoots or even like small gaps that we might be able to get down, or if it's smooth all the way through.
Okay, so as you peek around, you see the minecart righted back on the track. You see the two dwarfs grumbling and putting the coins in. The coins. I gotta stop calling it that. The Ethereum in. And you can see that what happened was it hit a split and then just went off the track because it was going way too fast. So it didn't go down either track. So that's what happened. So you are at a split here. It's very dark down both splits. One split doesn't go very far, and you can just see from the lighting that it's kind of like the next path they're going, and they're kind of prepped. There's some dynamite because these dwarves have dynamite. Sure, why not? There's dynamite like basically set up to blow a hole going that direction as they mine out. And then the other path is just dark, and you don't know what's down there.
Dynamite, you say?
I wish I knew what dynamite was or how to use it as a woodland
I'm gonna
creature.
go. Okay, so it's not dynamite. It's explosives that you have seen.
So like a pile of gunpowder.
It's
Red barrels.
it's a concoction of chemicals that you are familiar with because of your experiences with the witch. You know that this is a dangerous explosive that she sometimes makes for to sell in the village.
Blow up stumps or something.
For help with literally this type of thing, for mining and things like that. So
I would nudge Ratatan and be like, hey, doesn't that look like quickfire to you, like the witch used to make?
Yeah, the boomsticks.
Bet that would clear those rocks.
How would we light them?
Yeah, it does need fire, right?
Yeah, some sort of spark or something. I can't. I tried to chew on them. I don't think that sets them off. And how would get exploded?
I mean, we could just sort of drag them over there and maybe see if it sparks an idea with these dwarves and be like, oh, hey, dynamite. Why don't we try this?
So you know from your time with the witch that there are two ways to set these off. One is just a very strong impact. Think like nitroglycerin. So like you could chuck them and they would explode. The other is via wick that you would have to light.
Okay.
None of us know how to make flame. We didn't learn that spell, but
there's flame. That's how all lighting is happening in this village of the mine.
Yeah. Neither of us are great at carrying, but we can figure something out. Let's see. I could be. Jesus, this is the worst idea ever. I was like, the rat can't really carry a huge weight, but could probably, with his little hands, fasten it to me.
Fasten it to where?
Like a pack mule to haul the dynamite down the tunnel, but I would be jumping.
You're going to drag. I want to tell you so you don't just kill everyone. If you drag this, it's going to be being dragged along the ground that is filled with rocks, and I told you that it will blow up if you smash it.
Yeah, that's why I meant tie it around my body, like like a pack camel, just like draped all over my flank.
You can't carry it. You're not gonna strap it to yourself.
I don't know a good way.
I'm not saying you can't try. I'm just letting you know that don't drag it behind you. That would end this like now. So Adam would be alive. The end.
Let's see, can a rabbit walk on its hind legs and carry something? I don't think this is something.
Rabbit's feet are really meant for carrying stuff.
Are you still looking around the corner?
We're peeking, right? We're just I kept an eye on the split.
So you see the two dwarfs wrap up what they were doing and start pushing the cart back up. Please both give me a stealth roll.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the best roll. A 2!
8 plus 2. So 10.
Well, sly, so yeah, call it a 4.
Okay. So, here's what happens. Ratatat just melds with the shadow. I mean, it's a rat. It makes sense. You are, however, a rabbit in a mine. So, as they come around, they see you. And basically, one who sees you lets go of the cart. The other guy goes, "Bro, what the fuck?" And then he just runs at you and reaches down to grab you.
Yeah.
Give me an evade roll.
Oh no!
Is this quick at least? That's my big skill.
Quick is evade, yeah.
Jesus, a 6.
Okay, so he gets you. He grabs you.
Oh. Start kicking and biting.
Are you trying to bite him?
I don't know what my
defenses are, give me a fierce roll.
Oh good, a +0. Again. Got nothing. A 6.
Okay, 6 doesn't do it. This is I'm going with challenging for what's happening right now. Dole, you are still there. The other one's distracted. Are you doing anything?
How close am I to? So the explosive is it? Do I have any hope of like grabbing this with my mouth or carrying it somehow without it exploding or being too heavy?
I'm going to say you could not do it by yourself.
Okay.
Like you could get it and make it explode right now, but
I mean, I don't want to do that.
Like you could get to it to the point where you could drop it on the ground, but you wouldn't be able to really carry it so much as dislodge it from where it is and cause it to explode.
Okay. In that case,
consider it.
I do want to try to save my pal. So can I climb up the wall and like drop down on the guy that has Oswald grabbed it, like land on his head or something?
Threatening to go up their pant legs?
You absolutely could if that's what you want to do. Is that what we're doing?
I can't think of anything else to do in this situation.
Roll fierce.
I'm no fucking coward. I'll fucking kill both of them. I rolled a 10. Suck my dick.
You rolled a 10?
Do I
Okay, so
What?
you
shuffle from outside of the mine
You-
without all or hearing?
so
We're
hold on,
pretty
Adam.
far down.
Hold
I
on.
think, at this
So
point.
you land on his face, and okay. So here's what's going to happen. You tell me exactly what happens, but I'm going to tell you the end point of this. You narrate what you do. He is going to get hurt somehow on his face. You decide what happens. He's not dead or anything, obviously, because you're a rat.
Yeah.
And he is going to drop pipe. You narrate what you do.
I take a huge fucking chunk out of the tip of his nose.
It's just like
It's just
I
like
like the
dirty
truth.
work.
Exactly. At least I didn't have my nose bitten off by a
get revenge.
hyper
for-
intelligent rat.
Batman Returns, fucking that when Penguin bites that fucking advertising guy's nose off. I just do that.
Okay, so you chomp off his nose. He lets go. Pipe, you drop to the ground. Dole, what do you do? Like, you have free action here. You can keep attacking, or you can drop, or you can do whatever you want.
Well, I'm kind of in a blood rage at the moment, so I'm gonna try to bite one of his eyeballs as well.
Okay, you need to roll again.
Okay.
Holy shit!
All right. I know it's
Okay.
but I did look it up, and holy shit. Jaw muscles of a rat exert up to 12 tons per square inch. By comparison, a great white shark bites with 1.8 to 2 tons.
Facts. I rolled the 2.
A rat can literally chew through anything that is not harder than their teeth.
Okay, so with that too,
Amazing.
oh man. Okay, so you're at 2 danger, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you rolled equal to or under your danger. So he reaches up to knock you off, but instead of knocking you off, he grabs you. So now he has you grappled, and he's very angry. And
Motherfucking underground sons of bitches. I got your rocks. I got your nose.
and Adam, outside of the mine, you just hear, like, rolling back time a little bit. When all of this happened, you just heard this just extremely loud just yell of horror as the nose got bit. So, Adam, do you do anything?
I mean, yeah. So the reason why I was listening and what I was listening for, I was listening for something that was not like a mining noise, right?
Yeah.
Whether it was an animal or a scream or something. So yeah, now I'm gonna do the thing where you watch like owls like fly into the darkness at night and miss everything and go in super stealthily and fast. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, because you're an owl, you could tell, like, you could tell where the noise is coming from. So you talentedly, because I can't pronounce words today, glide through the mine. You glide over the edge of both of the actually, by this point they've already made it. So the you see as you go by that they have set up a shrine near the that shrine that you saw go in near the rock wall, and they are both kneeled praying to their god. You been left as you go down the path where the noise is coming from, and I will let you take it from there.
I mean, so I ultimately come upon a haunting tableau where it's like the darkest version of Ratatouille, where this dwarf has Remy in his meaty paw and is like getting ready to pop him like a tomato. So I'm gonna go at this guy like this is do or die mode. So I'm gonna try and grasp. I'm gonna try and put like one of each claw into his eyeballs.
Okay.
Like I'm going for maximum pain. Like at
Even
this
just
moment.
showing up out of nowhere completely silent in his face would
Yeah.
cause me to lose my shit. Like, even if the owl attack was unsuccessful, I would be out of there.
And Pipe, you I forgot to tell you, you took 1 point of danger for the failure earlier.
Yes.
So you're at 2, right?
I didn't have one before, actually. I don't
Oh, okay, so you're at 1. Toll is at 3 now. And Adam's at 0. And Adam, before you do the claw thing, Pipe, you hit the ground. What are you doing?
Knowing that Ratatat was in trouble, I was going to try for a bite, like whatever I could get to closest, like back of the ankle.
Okay. All right. So we're going to resolve this. This
Time
is
to feast,
happening.
boys.
This is happening at exactly the same time because of how fast Adam is. Adam, narrate yours. Oh, so roll for fierce, Adam.
Yeah, rolling for fierce.
And I'm going to give you advantage. So roll twice.
Fierce of 1. All right. So the first one was an 8, which would be a 9. The second one's a 9, which would be a 10.
Okay. So I'm going to let you do what you wanted to do. Narrate what happens to a point, like just to what you do if you want to get gross, and then I'm going to hop to Pipe and then let him roll and see what happens.
So this guy he's bleeding from the nose horrifically. Looks just absolutely disgusting. He's holding Rat-a-tat up, by torchlight or candlelight or whatever is going on down here. And he's just like, he's looking at this rat with all the contempt in the world. And then all of a sudden out of the left side of his eye, it's like the Rush album cover is like coming at him. Like with the big wings spread and like one talon poking into each eyeball, and I grip his head like I was trying to grip a bowling ball and just like pull up and like just to like get it in as deep as possible. And I'm doing it. And the worst part is it's all silent. Like there's nothing but his scream. Like you would think that I would screech, but I am not screeching. It is dead silence.
Okay. Pipe, roll for fierce.
I almost named the owl Getty Lee Boggle.
That is an 8.
And then
Okay.
bite or whatever.
Pipe, narrate what you're doing.
Unfortunately, my research has told me not
don't-
too much. The hair, it's like a dog bite. Like it's nothing. I don't have any
You're
superpowered
biting
bites
his
like the
goddamn
rat.
tendon on the back of his ankle. You're literally doing an Achilles heel. You're fine. Just narrate what you do. He's not going to be standing after this.
I'm just going for any kind of damage, and I think with the punctury front teeth, it would be kind of like a big hole puncher, just taking a snap out of your Achilles tendon, just all of a sudden just punch, or like a staple remover, just like crimped right on the back, and takes a little, quarter to half a dollar size bite out of the back of his foot.
Okay. He
Spits
howls
it out with disgust.
He howls in pain as all of these things happen at the same time. He lets go of Dole or Ratatat and drops him. He reaches up to hold his eyes as you're just scraping at them, and his ankle just stops working and he just collapses. And I'm rolling for this. I know I'm not supposed to, but I need to know if something else bad happens to this guy. Okay. He falls, managing to miss the edge of the mine cart and just lands onto the ground with a thud, just screaming in pain. You see the other dwarf just drop everything in his hands. He has let go of the cart. The cart has slid back down and tipped over. And he just runs. He runs away from you because this is horrifying. And you hear him yelling up the path. Just it's the curse, demons, it's the curse. And so you are currently left down here. The light is still on, like one of the torch is still lit, and you have a bunch of explosives, and and some vitreous fluid on your claws.
How do you feel about using them talons to haul some dynamite up the?
And Dole, can you roll clever real quick?
Okay. I rolled a 10 plus 1.
You smell a lot more blood. right
It's
now.
all blood.
So that's all. I just wanted to make that dumb joke. Okay. So you guys can choose what to do. You hear that guy just sprint away, and then you hear some conversation, like heated conversation, happen at the top of the mine. Adam, you would assume that conversation is with the two what look like I mean, they're not priests, but the two dwarfs who were praying. The rest of you don't know about those two, but that's what's going on.
A couple of devout dwarves up at the
Yeah.
top. I mean, I would actually ask him, like, hey, we got some of those quick fire vials. I don't know what it would be, but you know, the explosive packets. And I don't think.
Let's say they're vials. Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully sturdy enough to carry. You know, for
I would say
we're going to be transported.
If you had
mine.
twine, you could attach them to the back of both the hare and the rat. You don't currently have twine. Adam could carry a vial in each claw with no issue.
That was going to be my ask. Like, do you feel like you're so elegant and
what are we doing
smooth? I
with
feel
these,
like
though? But yes, I can do this. What are we doing with them exactly? Do we think?
You blow that rock and get the eyeballs.
I think if you can carry them and safely set them down at the cave-in site, we find a way to detonate it. We'll probably be picking through the wreckage looking for eyeballs, but I think between all of us, we can find them.
Well, is the lamp or whatever that the doors had still lit down here?
Yeah, there is. So it's not a lamp; it's a torch on the wall. But yes, it's lit.
We have that.
Would that also be easy to carry for an owl?
For an owl, like he could
Owl
he
can
could
go back and forth.
Yeah, he could grab it.
Yeah. How far up the path is this area, or is it right where we are?
It's a little bit ways back.
I mean,
back to where you came from.
So
Did
I see the cave in on my way in when I flew in?
Yeah, you passed the cave in. The cave in is
And was it before or after the altar?
It's right next to the altar.
Oh, it's where the altar was.
The altar is at the split between the two paths. But the cave in happened fairly close to the front of the right path, so you can see the cave in right there.
Okay. I would like. There doesn't really say how loudly I can speak, does it? Like
loud. I mean, it's loud enough. We'll
okay.
We'll play Calvin with it if necessary.
Cave. So if I spoke loudly at one end of the cave, they would hear me up the cave.
Yes, it would echo up because you've heard talking. Okay. So if you make an effort for them to hear you in the cave, they will hear you in the cave.
Okay. I would since they are where we need to be, I'm gonna try something, and I'm going to say, what time of day is it right now? Is it still like noonish?
So this has been going on for a while, so I would say it's dusk.
Okay. I will say, I will to muster up my like most grandiose voice I can, and I will say, priest, return to me at dawn, as I contemplate your fate, or suffer like the one I have driven out. I'm trying to keep it relatively simple, but the message I'm getting them is, come back at dawn for judgment. It's essentially what I'm telling them.
Okay, so...
Well, now, remember, one was driven out, one is still in there very injured. Like, that was his partner that ran away. I think the dude we all
he's
attacked
terrified, and
he's still on the ground, though,
isn't he? The other guys. So I'm hoping he's going to say, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Everyone freaked the fuck out. I don't know.
Doug is still bleeding out down there.
It's either that or they come down here and they try and stomp us. So like this is a move of desperation at this point.
Okay,
that's where we're taking the explosives are where they are anyway. If we don't try anything to get them out, they're just
poke them out of there.
Yeah. No, okay. I should not have been backseat narrating. My bad.
So this is magic that you're using.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm going to let you roll twice because of advantage, because they should be somewhat frightened by what they've been told.
Okay.
And I'm going to call it clever because it's interact with humans.
Okay.
Jesus
fierce.
Christ.
I'll
That
let
is
you choose, fierce or clever.
Yeah, I would definitely lean to this is a bad idea, but it's an idea. So, and clever, is stronger. I managed to roll 2 3s, so I got 2 6s. That's pretty weak.
Yeah. Okay, let me think of how this is handled. So
My swagger not uphold.
What would make sense? Give me a second. I'm trying to narratively think about this one for a second. Like, why wouldn't they be afraid of what you just did? Because you definitely failed that, by the way. Add 1 danger.
Not like it's spoken, but it's not imposing in any way, or it's not loud enough or something. Like, because it's not like he failed to speak. He just failed to accomplish what he wanted the speech to do. I mean, that's one way to look at it.
Okay, so here's what happens. So
croak.
This is what you hear from the other end of the cave. You hear, God damn it! I do not feel like doing voices. You hear them talking, and you hear the 2 dwarves who did not see this event hear that and say, "Oh, it's just you 2 playing silly buggers." And doesn't believe him now. It's like, oh, you're just trying to scare us because you want to keep mining and we want to pray. And so why don't you go get Doug? That's canonically his name. Thank you, Pipe. Why don't you go get Doug and get out of here so we can keep praying and hopefully, as I click this button so I can look up the name, Apolov will grant us a favor and save the monk. So they don't buy it. They think that they're playing a prank to try and scare them out so they can go back to mining. Sure. So there's an argument, and he's like, well, you could just go down there and see Doug, and you can see how badly he is. I'm getting out of here, and because he's Doug, and I'm out of here. And so he leaves, and you hear footsteps heading towards you.
I think everyone should make as much noise as possible in the scariest animal noise they can right now.
You're a rat, a rabbit, and an owl.
I think you should double fist that fucking dynamite, go flying at them, and try again with the screaming and the yelling.
That's buried in here, motherfucker. You're gonna regret that.
Adam, you have a general idea of how long it's going to take them to get there based on their footsteps because you're an owl. You made the trip. You got probably 5 minutes before they make it.
Look, if you can set up the dynamite, I could kick a rock at it from up the hall or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or we lace them out.
Can the hare take the torch?
I don't think I could carry a torch.
And the minecart's too heavy to push, right?
So let me set the scene of what you have going on. Just one,
like it tipped
to
over.
make sure you didn't miss anything.
Oh, it tipped over. Okay.
So you have a tipped over minecart with Ethereum all over the ground. You have a wall that's set up to be blown by this not dynamite. You have another path that you have not went down. That's dark. You have a dwarf on the ground rolling around in pain, bleeding from his no longer there eyes and his slashed Achilles tendon.
Being dramatic. He's fine.
So those are and there are 2 dwarfs coming down the path towards you with a torch. So
definitely infection.
Yeah, I mean, short of blowing these guys up with the problem is that we set off dynamite in here, we're gonna cause a cave-in. We're probably gonna die. Like, I get it, but I just think we're gonna die if we do that. So I'm not sure it's a winning argument.
I'm an animal. I wouldn't think about these things. I would assume, like a video game, that a bomb just goes through the wall in front of it, and nothing is gonna rain down and just fill the cavern even more.
We did observe people shooting themselves over a cave-in earlier, so we have observed a cave-in due to presumed explosion.
Yeah, we might be at a point where planting dynamite and hiding it and leaving, knowing that they'll blow themselves up, is sort of like,
I mean,
hey, fuck that dude in case he lived, and fuck everybody who helped him and belongs to his mining religion. That might be the best we can do for our fallen familiar leader. I don't know. It's not our boss. I don't know. Our witch friend.
I mean,
Well, still want those eyes.
yeah, we have a job
Yes.
to do here.
All right, if you can think of a way to get through there, though, that isn't.
I mean, we could go
dynamite.
further down a darkened path. Is I think what I heard an option of. I don't know. Is that
Yeah, I mean-
possibly where the eyeballs are? So maybe we need to go that way anyway.
Maybe.
We think there
think
might
it's
have
been-
been, but we're not sure necessarily.
It sounds pretty clear that. Well, I guess they were talking about the priest who went down there. We don't know that that's the witch hunter for
Might,
sure.
might
but
not be. Yeah.
I can't imagine that the witch hunter is somehow hiding
Hey.
further down a dark.
I will
mine
give
shaft.
you one more minute to decide what you're doing.
If we go down there, the priest will find the guy we fucked up, and maybe they'll
Yeah.
just leave. And
Yeah, and then we hide in the darkness, and then we make a shitload of noise.
I think let's go down the darker tunnel now before they get here. We'll
And
decide
then-
about
and then
noise when we
just
see
play
what they
tell
do.
to the best of our ability when they come across a bloody, fucked up corpse.
Well, I think we should stay hidden and see what they do because they're probably going to find that dude and take him out, and hopefully they stop
yeah,
at him,
sure,
and
sure.
we don't need to scream
Sure.
or anything.
All right,
but
let's do that. Let's do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Okay, so you are. What are you doing?
We're
getting-
hiding in the darkness further down the cave. We're waiting for them to come to explore, find this guy, and hopefully they see he's injured and legitimately go help him out back to the mouth of the front of the cave.
Okay, so you do that, and as you are, I'm not going to make you roll because you're in the dark, so they're not going to see you as they come up. They see Doug on the ground, and one of them screams and drops the torch, and you just hear, "No, Doug!" And what happened? And Doug's on the ground, just in just pain, and just like, we're cursed, an owl, my eyes. And he has no idea what happened to his foot. He didn't see it happen, so he doesn't know. And so let's get you out of here. And so they lift him up because dwarves are hardy, and they carry him out.
I shout, "Leave! Return at dawn!"
You
And
could say never return.
Because
you
they're
Oh.
here for a fortune. They're not going to never return.
okay? Give me scare again with advantage.
That's another spell, another danger point
You gotta
possibly.
do some shit, dude. You gotta
All right.
take some fucking risks.
That just puts
All
him
right.
at 2, though.
I
That's
roll,
true, you
yeah.
don't have much
All right, I
danger.
rolled a 1, but then I
Not
also
my
rolled a
lower,
9,
yeah.
so I got a 10.
Okay. All right. So
No, I actually got a 12. Sorry.
you hear them pick up their pace a lot, and you hear them basically. Are you staying in there until you know they're gone? They're gone.
Yeah.
So they're gone, and I would say over time you hear them like you hear their footsteps go far enough away that you could probably assume that they are no longer in the mine.
And hopefully will not return until dawn. Yes.
Hopefully, yeah, they're gonna pass on. We got a lot of people who have run out with some solid curse experience now. Like, I saw what happened to Doug. Then Doug's like, "Hey, this thing happened to me," and then everybody else is like, "Yep, on the way out of this horrible injury, we heard a mysterious voice." I think we're gonna clear the mine for a bit, but the question is if the dynamite plan will work or if we have any other plans.
I guess I want to check out this cave path we didn't go down
Sure.
before.
See what we find.
Okay, so you follow the cave, and you just follow it. It's just it's not a cave, it's a mine. But you follow the mine shaft. Ha! I remembered the word. You follow the mine shaft, and it comes to an end. The tracks come to an end with the like little wood thing that stops the mine carts, ideally when they're not going as fast as possible. And it seems like this is just a mined out vein. There's nothing else down here.
Okay, let's go get
All right,
the dynamite
boys,
and the
let's
torch.
go
then.
fly some dynamite up there. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I
might
can't
be
do
able to-
either, so good luck with that.
If the torch is already on the ground, maybe if there was like a like a wrapping on the handle or something that I could pull, I could probably drag a torch.
So there is a torch on the ground, and a torch in, I can't remember what they're called, but connected to the wall.
A sconce?
No, it's the thing that you slide a torch in that'll just hold it. Maybe it is a sconce.
The torch holder. I just remember playing an old like Might and Magic game, and the guy, one of the dumb heroes, is like, the torch is affixed firmly in its scone, and then somebody's like, that's not the word. It's like a weird intro.
So I would say that Adam could definitely get either of the torches, and Pipe, you could drag the torch that's on the ground.
I mean, if that helps, I think we've got time for Adam to make multiple trips, but it's
Do we have any rope or any kind of cloth or anything?
So at the split,
yeah,
you think so? There is
there were
cloth.
those- yeah.
There's still cloth up with the boxes, if that's what you're thinking of.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do, boys. We do not have the dexterity to make a fuse. However, what we do have is we do have the ability to set an explosive vial against where we want it to explode. And then what we'll do is we will stretch the piece of cloth and use the piece of cloth as a wick. And then we'll light the end, and then we will scurry on out of danger while the light slowly makes its way to the piece of explosive.
Yep, I like that. We tuck it in like a bib into some rocks, and then the vials are like up at the top. We have a generally upward direction, and then we just kind of roll the torch onto the bottom corner.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that would take, given what we've seen about her lighting, our witch lighting cauldron fires and stuff, we got a general idea of how fire moves.
Yeah, we know how fire works. She likes candles all the time. That's her thing. All right. So yeah, let's set it. We're gonna set it up kind of just like how I described it.
Yeah, can we enact that plan?
Do you need to roll for any of this? Let's see.
I feel like we're gonna take our time and do it right here.
Right. So
there's probably a clever roll in there somewhere for
Adam. You get the explosive to the thing.
Yeah.
Without issue. So are you bringing one? Like, I'm sorry, I may have missed that.
Let's go ahead and bring one. Let's keep one in the pocket, so to speak. We'll keep the other one in a safe spot.
Okay. Are you bringing the torch, or is Pipe dragging the torch?
I'm gonna move the explosive first, and then we're actually gonna move the cloth first. Then we'll move the explosive to one end of the cloth, and then I will drag, and then I will actually fly the torch the other way, just to try to eliminate problems.
I think while Adam is carefully setting up the explosives, me and Dole could like grab a corner and haul the cloth. Like,
yeah, you guys are on cloth duty. I'm on explosive, and then finally we don't bring fire into the last second.
Yeah. Okay. We can like scurry around to get it set up the right way.
Okay, so I'm gonna say all of this happens. You hear talking outside of the mine. You don't hear movement into the mine yet, but you do hear talking outside of the mine, some arguments, things like that, but you can't really make out what's being said. And you set everything up. So everything's in place. The cloth's in place. What do you do?
Do you want to like drop the torch and we all just bail, or should I like drag it onto one corner? We all get ready to move.
I've got another idea that I think we might want to do at the same time. What do we think about me? Because once we set this off, people are gonna freak out, and someone might try and run down here. So like, I feel like I need to like shout back up the tunnel to say, obey my will, wait until tomorrow, something to like freak them out so they don't like come running after another explosion.
Could we go back to your earlier idea where you drop a knife on someone? Don't come in here or you'll get the knife. Yeah, I don't even hearing a mysterious voice, I think might not be enough to keep them from wanting to run and investigate an explosion.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. So then that means as soon as we set the bomb off, we're like on the clock because there will be like dudes coming down the tunnel probably to check the shit out. Just we should keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think
that's the best we can do.
We need to light it, and we need to move toward the exit. So in case it all goes wrong, we're on that side of things. We can't move. We can't go further down the mine and let the bomb go off.
Do we? Before we set this off, do we consider constructing another of these traps further up the tunnel the other way in case we blow them up? I mean, we would run further risk of trapping ourselves in, but honestly, that's kind of like a risk no matter what we do at this point.
I think we should fly. We should all get out of here as soon as we light it, but maybe you should bring a vial with you out of the mine in case we need self-defense.
I mean, but we're blowing this up so we can go further in and find this dude, theoretically. Maybe we find his eyes. Maybe he's still alive and he's going to try and fight us. I mean, either way, yeah, it would be good to have the explosives with us. So yeah, sure.
Maybe just get the other dynamite and hold on to it.
And I'll just hold on to it, and we'll see.
Airdrop it on them if they try to fight us, and maybe blow us all up. But
I mean, I can't really airdrop it since it's a 6-foot tall cavern. But yes,
I mean, if you get outside and they're chasing us, or
yeah,
something.
okay, yeah. Okay, all right. I'll hang on to it so that we have it. Sure. All right, let's set this puppy off.
So yeah, I'd say. We don't really know what safe distance would be, but we know how far or how close we can get to the mouth of the mine without being noticed, and I think that would be where I would
it's probably the right move, yeah.
Like, as far as we can without giving our position away is the fallback point, and then, yeah, we'd roll the torch or drag it onto the corner and bolt.
Okay. So... Are you going to speak human, Adam?
No.
Okay. Who is dragging the torch?
I think if Adam is going to hang on to the other explosive,
that's probably you
then I would be just like pulling the handle and trying to drag the flaming part onto the corner of the cloth.
Okay. You do have to roll fierce for drag.
He's got it. You got this. You take your time. Take your time.
Take my time with the dice roll.
We're all bad.
I mean, take your time in game time so that
it's a 9.
Okay, you successfully do this. You're ready to light it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have no other business in the mine.
So the flame starts licking up against the cloth, and you see the cloth start to light. What do you do?
We take off up the tunnel. The last bend we can get to before we're in full view of the people at the mouth, like as close as we can get to it. But
so there's not really like a left or right bend. There's more of like a hump as it goes. Like it comes in kind of straight and then goes down. Or are you just kind of going to that lip?
Yeah.
So you're out of eye line.
As far away as we can get toward the exit without being seen.
Okay.
And then as soon as this thing goes off, we're kind of dashing in.
Yeah, we're gonna head back and see what we can find, and that might be where you need to drop the human voice.
Might be, or might be where we need to throw some dynamite, or who knows, yeah.
All right, and so you hear that, and then you hear another one.
Uh-oh. That wasn't planned for.
And so what do you do?
I would say head back down.
Gotta go, yeah.
How about I could possibly use Tidy, Clean, and Mend to blow ash out of the air so we could see when we get down there. I think that's a more reasonable use of the power. Settle the dust, basically, once... if it's too bad when we get down there. I don't know how mine explosions work.
There's a bunch of dust in the air, so you're using Tidy and Clean to clean up the dust, which I love. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna say that's a clever roll.
All right, let's see. Fortunately, the dice have been kind to me lately, so I'm due for a 2.
Okay, so you use the
That's a danger point too for
you
magic.
use the tidy and clean, and you just misjudge where you fire it, and so there's just one rock that looks super nice, but everything else is still in all the rest of the dust is still in the air, and you take 1 danger point.
Sick rock roll.
2 now.
Yeah, I think you are at 2 or 3, maybe.
2 or
No,
3.
you're at 3. You're at 3 now.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, make our way generally in the direction we know it to be, but not seeing as well.
And yeah, you hear commotion outside. It's a lot of overtalk. So unless you're going to wait and try to hear, you're not going to understand what they're saying.
Probably a lot of what the fuck is that. We should check it out. We got to move fast.
I
Okay,
want to go through the explosion area and follow my nose and see if there's any new smells besides blood.
So you can roll. Go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Roll the 1.
Okay. So that's under your danger. So I'm going to say it's so that's critical fail, but you're not dead, trapped, lost, or captured. That doesn't make sense for the current thing that we're doing. However, you breathe in some of this rock dust, and going forward, you are not smelling anything.
Wow.
Oh.
You got a little mousy cough.
Remy, how will you?
So you have disadvantage. You also have disadvantage on any stealth.
Great.
It'll rinse out later. I hope it's not permanent. You got the fucking black lung from the mine.
I've got mesothelioma.
Isn't that the name of their god? Is James Sokolov? Isn't that it?
Okay, so you guys are heading towards. No, but I wish it was now. You're heading towards the rocks. So you guys are running. You don't need to roll anymore, unless you want to. Do you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay.
I'm curious. Yeah, what are we gonna find down there?
So you get to where did you place the explosive?
Like next to where the rocks appeared to need exploding.
Like at the top, because I know there was talk about where to put it. So was it at the top of the rubble? Was it in the middle? Was it down low so you could reach it?
Middle,
I assume it was where you could reach it. Okay, so you come up to this. There's still dust everywhere, but you can make out enough that this has dropped the rubble down and didn't add any more to it. So there is space above the rubble now where you could get through. It's going to be a little bit of a squeeze for the owl, but the rabbit and the rat, no issue whatsoever.
Ray, tininess.
So I'm going to say I'm going to make okay. Pipe, you need to roll quick for climb. I'm not making Dole roll for climb because he's a rat. And Adam, I'm going to make you roll quick as well, even though you're not really climbing because you're going to have squeeze through.
Sure. Okay.
4, but I've got +3 for quick.
Okay.
Hey, I rolled a 7 + 2, so I got a 9.
So you just glide through there. You don't even climb. You just flatten yourself out and just make it straight over. Dole, you just run over it. No issue. You just scurry over it. Pipe, you struggle a little bit, but you manage to get up there.
Right. What do we see when we crest this opening? Get to the top of the rubble pile. I guess I don't know if it's an opening per se.
So as you crest over, you see a body on the ground. The left leg is just under the rubble, and there's like a pool of blood underneath where the leg's just been crushed. You can intuit that this is the rubble that fell the first time, because there's more rubble from your explosion, obviously.
Yeah.
The left arm is also pinned. The right arm is gone.
Shit.
And there's kind of a crater of sorts near that area. And
he's alive?
And no. And so his like arm from like a little bit above the elbow down is just gone. There's just nothing there. But a stump. And then there's a crater on the ground. And then and from what you can see of what's left of the body, it is wearing some robes, some white robes, very similar to what what you saw the dwarfs wearing who were praying. But he has a full black beard. And he's not alive.
Body kind of go out like a jump.
Blackbeard.
Did he try to save himself with explosives and just blew his arm off after everything?
So think about it. I don't know how much I want to get in the weeds. So you guys blew up an explosive, and then you immediately heard another explosive.
Yes.
You guys are just bad at job site safety, is what I guess was going on here.
Okay. So what happened behind the door? You set off the explosive. It caused stuff to fall. He was holding on to another explosive, which set off the one that he was holding on to, and it exploded. So he was already dead when this happened, but not great. So,
well,
he had a death grip on it. That's why they call it that.
Rat-a-tat, why don't you chew his eyelids off? I'll scoop the eyeballs out with the talons.
You still have an explosive in one of your talons. What are you doing with that?
I mean, I'm gonna set it down probably at this point. It's probably not gonna help.
All right.
Careful with that one.
Yeah, don't step on it with your big rabbit feet.
Get the work on his eyes to get him popped out of there.
I mean, do we have a better way of getting them out? Because I think I'm the closest. Like, none of us have opposable thumbs, but at least I have talons. I don't think we have anything approaching that elsewhere.
I think you could go in there like a crane game and pull it out, but I think a rat has kind of like super small little hands that could maybe like work it out. But yeah, I'm useless on this one.
Yeah,
I doubt they have to be whole. You're not going to get your opponent's eyes out very cleanly.
I want to do this as best possible. We're going to pluck them out. So.
Perfect. The enemy of the good. I start clawing. I tried to like gnaw and pull at the edges to like.
Okay, give me a fierce roll.
The rest of that.
Out of there. Fierce. I have 0 fierce, so 7.
Oh, nice. I mean that works. You're good. Okay, so that was for one eye. So one eye is out, no problem. Are you doing the other eye, or is Adam going to work on that one?
Wait, was it just one eye or 2 eyes?
No, we do both.
Okay. I mean, I think I did a good job on the first one, so
I think you'll do just as good on the second one.
You got
this is
this.
what rats are made for.
You got this, buddy.
I rolled a 2.
That is below your danger. How the hell? God damn it. Okay. All right.
Plus one. Do you have a modifier?
My teeth are
So, one second. Okay. So you try and pull this eye, and you slip. You fall off the body and just knock yourself out on a rock. So you're not dead, but you are knocked out. So you are currently out of the game for right now. So there's still one eye in.
I think you go to work on that. I'll try to wake him up.
I mean, yeah, I'll try and get the eyes. I'm gonna try and get one eyeball out of the head. Because it may be that you need to carry back one eyeball in your mouth, and I have to carry a rat and an eyeball in my other hands.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you have anything better for extracting eyeballs than I do. So I'll do eyeball duty. You give him rat mouth to mouth or something.
Give him thumper kicks until he wakes up.
Yeah. All right. Do I need to roll for this?
Fierce.
You even have a bonus at least.
Okay. I mean, I'm technically interacting with humans if you think about it, and then I'm pulling his eyeball out of his head. But okay.
Yeah, but you're trying to carry or yeah.
Okay, so that was a 7 plus what? I have a
You're
1 for
you're
pierce?
good. This was a simple task.
Okay.
Just Dole just rolled really fast.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
so that was for removing one eyeball.
The other one like just is on the ground now. It fell with
Okay.
Dole.
All right. So we have 2 eyeballs and a rat.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, my suggestion at this point is for us to get the fuck out of here as quickly as possible. So it's for you to take an eyeball in your mouth, I to take an eyeball and a rat, and then we just kind of haul ass out like at max speed and see what we can do.
If you can carry a rat and an eyeball, I can do the same with an eyeball. The other option is we tear off a piece of cloth and try to make a little like sling for me to carry the eyes, and you carry the rat.
I feel like I could carry the rat in one talon and the eyeball in another. Neither are particularly large items.
Yeah, there's so many different sizes of owl. I never really thought about.
He can
what-
absolutely.
okay.
I'm just gonna
Jareth
like say he can
barn
carry
owl.
both.
Okay.
Jareth is a barn owl.
Oh, that's right. The Jareth,
and
the Jareth owl.
He's fairly large for an owl. Not giant, but not a small owl either. So.
And Oswald, I will allow you to carry the eye in your mouth.
Yeah,
carried by the optic nerve, and not
I was
by-
gonna say, yeah,
not
get to
by
the
jelly bit.
the
so.
thin part. If you plucked it out really good,
Yeah.
I have a nice rope to carry while we go.
Yeah, he ripped it out, so there's definitely like bits and stuff still on it. So yeah,
Eyeball rope.
yeah.
Okay. I think.
I think it's time to get out of
this,
here.
so we both hit the mouth of the cave at the same time, and actually no. I'll hit the cave first, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and fly out of the cave and like immediately gain air as quickly as possible and like loudly screech.
Yes.
And I think that may try to get like their eyeballs looking up at me in the air, and that may give you time to like get away on the ground and hit the forest, and we meet back up at the forest edge.
Okay,
yeah,
so
as long as they're not seeing me coming to stop me, they won't catch me once I get past them.
I mean, it'll help if they're looking up at the sky. So
But yeah,
we'll try to
exactly.
do that.
You get past the choke point, get their
Yeah.
attention.
okay, so Adam, I'm gonna need you to roll quick to get out of here, just like you did to get in.
Sure. Guys,
Roll the 1.
I rolled 1. Good. I mean, we had time to think about this. So, I mean, this is technically a well-planned activity. But yes, it did roll a 1.
You know what? I will give you advantage so you can roll again because this is very well planned.
Our triumphant exit.
Guys!
Don't say that way.
Red ones!
Oh my god.
That clears a 3 because I have a quickness of 2. But that
Rat
is
God has spoken.
Okay. All right. On your way
But it
out.
never be said I faked the rolls.
On your way out, you clip one of your talons.
Oh,
You can drop either the eye or Dole.
You know it must be. I can't say anything. Send me to that Hala.
Listen. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Rats. You know how that at least what they say is that a cat does not have critical mass to take a fatal fall. A cat actually cannot accelerate fast enough because it doesn't have the mass to die when it hits the ground. I'm going to assume that a rat is similar and that I can drop a rat from a fairly high height and the rat will live because the rat is simply not heavy enough to harm
I mean, this
itself.
is like 6 feet. He's not going to die when you drop him.
So, what I'm
More
going
about
to do is I'm going to
what are
drop
they-
him and, like, essentially, like, but I'm going to try and fling him as far as possible when I drop him.
Okay,
To
he
try
might die if you fling him.
But he might also get flung to safety.
I mean, it's if you try and fling him, I'm making you make another roll. If you just drop him, we're calling it good.
So then they'll stomp on him.
A rat could fall from a height of 50 feet without
Yeah.
getting
Telling
seriously
you.
injured.
Yeah, he just landed poorly, which is why he's knocked out.
Yeah.
So he's not dead, he's just knocked out.
But I mean, to Pipe's point, like I would have to fling him with a force at which he would hit the ground, like at approximately the same force. Like I would have to like
Okay,
launch him.
roll.
Yeah.
Just like a gentle underhand
The point
toss.
is, I'm dropping the rat. Okay, like I think the rat will live. The eyeball won't.
What are we calling this?
Yeah.
It's
Am I
I'm gonna,
rolling for this, or is he rolling for this?
you're rolling, and you're
Okay.
gonna roll fierce because I think it's the one that fits the most.
Okay, all right. Well, I
Don't
rolled.
roll
I rolled a 5 plus 1 is a 6.
to drop her.
Where are you trying to throw him?
Like into a bush. Like
There's
up-
no bush.
Okay,
Still
well,
on
like
the ground.
away from the crowd is the short answer.
Okay,
Like,
but they're up a hill. So you have to remember, you're on the other side of the rubble, which was fairly far down. So you have a incline that you guys are down,
Yeah.
then the rubble that you just went over, and you're trying to fling him instead of drop him as you come out over the rubble. You could make it to where they are. You could throw it up the incline, and he would land around that area. You are not getting him out of the mine where you are.
okay, I sorry, I very much misunderstood where we like even physically were. I thought
Okay.
we were at the mouth of the exit to the mine.
No, you are not.
Okay, all right. Then I'm just gonna try. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna try and fling him back where we came from, down the opening into the mine.
So you're on the other side. You have made it to the other side. So you're not.
Okay.
That's a tiny spot.
I can't like aim it in there. Then I'm just gonna throw. Okay, then in that case, I'm just gonna like because where this rubble is like where the altar is and where the path splits off. I'm
Correct.
just gonna throw him down the path a little bit because like
Okay.
that'll just be where it'll be, and then
Okay.
hopefully we can either recover or we come back and get him.
All right, give me a roll.
Staggers out. Another roll.
Yeah, for fierce.
Okay.
I thought the option was to like leave him among the townsfolk. So this is
It's
a lot.
fine. Okay, another roll would
easier.
be. Oh, I rolled a 10 plus 1 for fierce. Is
Okay.
that it?
Yeah. So he goes just flying down the darker path, and
maybe the impact will wake him up.
and we'll come back to him in a second. All right, Pipe, I need you to roll quick to get up there. It's a simple task, but
Oh,
like
I made a shitload of noise, by the way. Remember, I was screeching when this happened.
you haven't flown out yet. I'm waiting for Pipe to get up. Yeah.
That is a 3, which is equal to my danger, I believe.
Jesus Christ.
But for quick, I mean it's a 6, but I did roll a 3. I don't know how that works.
But you rolled a 3+, right?
Yeah, it is a
Yeah. No. So you're good.
Okay.
Yep.
And it is a 6, which I don't know. if it's a
You're fine. It
success.
was simple. You made it just barely again, exactly like the
Okay.
other time. Okay. So you two Jesus Christ. All right. Adam, you're flying out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Pipe, you're running behind, but obviously you're going to lag a little bit, correct?
Lagomorph, yes.
We're done. I'm ending the. All right.
And then computer turn off.
The end. And okay, and then Adam, you fly up, and you're just going to screech. You're not trying to talk to them, right? But you are trying to scare them, or are you trying to distract them?
I'm trying to like the call of the wild, like distract them. Yeah.
You're trying to get them to look up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll for that. That would just happen.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck? And then Pipe, what are you doing? They are distracted.
With the eyeball in my mouth, can I grab the scruff of Rat-a-tat?
Absolutely not. No.
And run. No.
Nope.
Okay. Are we abandoning him to his fate then?
I think he's gonna wake up as a rat and then stagger out, or when the action dies down, I'll go in and get him.
Or
I
the
don't
witch will
think
come
they're
back to
gonna
life
give
and
a
come.
random rat inside the cave. I don't know. Maybe they will later, but I think a lone rat is the least offensive thing to find in a cave.
Yeah. I'm
not abandoning him, but I think we leave him for the moment.
I'm gonna mumble, sorry, like just kind of bolt past him and just
We'll come back for you.
make use of the fact that everybody's looking to the sky.
A regular rat just not moving out the crowd, concussed.
All right, so I need as you're running between the legs of all these people.
Yeah.
I need a. Are you trying to sneak?
That was the point of the distraction. Was I hoped that they would all be looking up, and I was just gonna bolt, like just plot my course.
I'll let you make the decision to, because I don't know your stats. So if you want to run sly, you can, or quick with advantage. So roll
Quick
twice.
is way better.
Roll twice.
All right. Jesus, 2 5s.
Don't roll double ones like I did.
So nothing good from the doubles, but yeah, still a 5, so an 8 total.
All right, okay. When you give me your number, give me your whole number, because I keep getting like panicky every time.
My
I
bad.
think you fail. Okay. So you're good. They're completely distracted. How high up are you, Adam?
I mean, my goal was to gain height as much as I could after the cave because. So,
Okay.
I mean,
You're good. You're
matter
good.
of how much time has passed. Yeah.
You're good. Dole, give me a D10 roll.
Wake up, you lazy motherfucker.
Send me to Rat Howler. I rolled a 9.
You kill me, I will rise again as 100 other rats.
The Ed times are upon us. Rat no rock.
So from your stats, fierce would have nothing to do with what you're doing. All the other stats at least get you to 10. So
I have CTE.
So you come to.
Okay. I'm alone in this cave.
What do you do?
There's a huge banner that says "Mission Accomplished" that we left behind.
Not seeing my pals.
You do notice that you're outside on the other side of the. So you remember what happened. Like you didn't forget what happened. You're a little dazed, but
I really fucked that up.
But I think you could intuit that they got out, and because you're on the other side of the thing now, you're just on the ground. You don't know what happened.
I gotta get back home. I gotta see Bayonetta. I'm gonna try to stealthily exit the cave.
Okay, give me a sly roll with advantage, because they are still distracted by Adam.
What is with the advantage of rolling 2 the same number? This keeps happening. So is sly. So 6 total.
That's fine. One. That is the roll because they are distracted. Okay, so you get out. So, are you all heading back to the?
Yeah, I think we would have probably like stopped on the border of town where it was obvious that they couldn't see us anymore. So we would like triumphantly see a lone rat walking up the middle of the street. He made it. But yeah, if we can all rendezvous, I would say we would figure out the best way to carry these eyeballs and then head on home.
I think I have rat brain damage.
Yeah, you can finally ride on my back for a little while.
Okay, so you make it back to the witch's home with both eyeballs in tow. What are you doing?
So Bayonetta is where we left her, sitting upright, like in her favorite chair.
Sitting in her favorite chair.
With a cozy blanket on her lap, and she's staring down. We put her glasses back on her so that, she can see everything. And then we go on the table, and like the rat brings her like her favorite scone and like puts it on the table. And like the rabbit, I don't know. We can't exactly fetch her tea without thumbs. But
no, I think we'll just, kind of.
And then we like delicately set the eyeballs on like the coffee table, like facing her. And then I just like kind of like perch on the sofa arm and look at her and hope something happens.
sadly nudge an eyeball into her lap like the meatball from Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
All right. So as you do that, the lights in the room dim, and kind of a light show kind of comes out from where she is, and some music starts up. As she comes back to life, and a lollipop comes out of nowhere, and she looks at the three of you, and she just gives you a kiss, and then cut to a montage of her going to the village and just styling on all of the dwarves and just wiping out everyone there.
It's gun somersaults.
Yeah, gun somersaults. Which one of them throws one of the explosives at her as she witch times around it, grabs it, throws it back, just collapses the front of the mine with dwarves inside, and then she appears back at the home and treats you all to treats. And you have solved my witch is dead puzzle.
Jeez.
We definitely were like dancing the whole time too. Like
I'm imagining the montage, and it's like she's, she blows a kiss to everybody, and then it's like you burst onto the scene, and she's got her guns, and then it cuts to Adam, and he has little tiny guns strapped to his talons. It's like we're all there, and we all have Bayonetta guns. That is
you did it, voice.
That is a wacky one. I feel like it could go in a lot of different directions.
Yeah, like the 2 minutes after you called her Bayonetta, I went and found that song. It's like, well, we know where this is ending as long as they don't all die.
We did it, voice.
Almost left all to his death. If he had rolled like a 3 or when he imagine the critical failure on the wake up roll, like that's.
I got so worried. You guys kept rolling under danger so many times, and like
it's not a good night for rolling.
Oh, like when Dole was held, if you failed the roll to claw the dude's eyes, he would have been dead. That was it. That was the next thing that was going to happen.
Yeah, give it a big squeeze.
Listen, hard to kill.
I firmly believed flying in there was a terrible idea. So unless there was a great and especially like powerful reason for doing so, I was not going to that fucking cave.
I can't believe you guys didn't get the shrine.
I did not understand what was going on with that.
Hold on, let me show you. Weirdos.
Was it the lost prize from the honey heist? Was the giant bee medallion?
No, give me a second. Let me get this image. Need to add it to this folder so you can see it.
This is one where I imagine the setting really changes a lot. Like if it was just a regular like medieval town and not this sort of small mining camp or whatever other options.
There you go.
God damn.
Oh, that
it's
bee.
A Bitcoin.
It's a bee.
It's a Bitcoin.
Okay, yeah, no. I think
the honeybee.
We thought of the other kind of bee. Yes.
Even if
you thought
that
like
was
the bug.
Pun.
Yeah, like a honeybee.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was so confused. It's like, guys, it's a gold coin with a bee on it, guys.
Even then, that could have been a clever pun, but we're all just dense. We did not think. Because if I had been like a coin with a bee, oh shit! Yeah.
I don't know what money is.
But
so me, the human, didn't even like piece it together any further than like, I thought it was a bug, and I never went any further.
I was like, huh?
Yeah, so I
Nice.
fudged nothing that entire time. You guys got by with just skin of your teeth so many times. I didn't fudge one thing. That was all exactly like I mean, so yeah, like if you roll under danger, certain things are supposed to happen. Like it's supposed to be really bad, but it didn't make sense to kill Dole when all he was doing was ripping an eye out. So so that didn't make sense. But captured is one of them. So that's why I had him get captured. But yeah, so this game, the village is under the thumb of the Baron, filled with cheery gnomes, controlled by a cult, devoutly religious, incredibly superstitious, at war with forest tribes, built around a wizard college, full of hardy mining folks. So I got those two because you roll twice. Shady and dangerous and oppressively perfect. The amount of different things just from that are crazy.
Yeah, like an oppressively perfect Stepford town built around a wizard college.
Yeah.
Like we lucked out in a way, considering our other roles made us not the most combat effective team. I don't know.
So is it
Interesting
correct
mix.
that the witch hunter is already dead though? Like generally speaking, is
Nope. He
No?
could be lots of different things. So
Okay.
the witch hunter is so you have like stats for what the witch hunter is, and there's like 10 of those, but there's a twist just because this is from the same guy who made Honey Heist. I think it's the same guy who's made everything we've played so far, because he's awesome. I have another one I really want to play, but I got to figure out how to do it not in person, because there's some like you roll dice and then you get dice and then you use those dice as like points. So I don't know 100% how to do it yet, but it's really cool. I'll tell you about it in a sec. But okay, so like you can have the villagers are in on it. A rival witch set her up. So technically you need to go after the witch, right? The witch hunter didn't do it, which is the one that I skipped over. The witch hunter is waiting for you, so he knows you're coming. The village folk are having a festival. The witch hunter died and is being buried. That's what I got. And I didn't just like that. I was like, okay, so he died, but they saw it happen and he's already buried. How does that work? And then that's when I built out the lore behind it.
Oh yeah, with the mining town. That's a great interpretation of that.
Yeah, there are two
Like,
rival
is
witch
being
hunters.
buried.
Yeah, there are two rival witch hunters in town. So there's two, and you have to figure out which one it is. That's probably fun.
I already told both, but yeah.
The village is abandoned.
So
The witch hunter has dragged a suspect up for interrogation. And the village just hates him. So it's that one. I don't know how that would probably be pretty quick if you could talk to the villagers.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna find this dude.
All right.
Oh yeah, we hate that dude.
I was actually wondering, like, if you like take some of the restrictions pretty firmly to heart, it's actually just simply killing the witch hunter is itself a huge challenge.
Yep.
And I was like, we really either we lucked out or that was understood and removed as a challenge. But no, we just lucked out. Okay.
Yeah, it was 100% a luck.
Killing a human who is a trained killer, who probably understands what a witch's familiar is, would have been challenging.
And the witch hunter didn't, or the witch hunter didn't do it though. Is like you kill the witch hunter, you grab the eyes, and then nothing happens. I hate that so much. That would be so depressing. Like,
yeah. That is
like, I mean, you could build it, but I think it would take longer than this one did.
Yeah.
Like I think it would be okay, you do all of this, which takes as long as this one did, and then you find out, oh well, nothing happened, so something's wrong, and then you go back to the village and find out like maybe somebody else at the village did it or something like that.
Bayonetta slipped and fell on a knife, and then the witch hunter ran away because he was scared.
He was just there hanging out. All right, I'm gonna.
Unfortunate misunderstanding.